I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. No way now, I'll give up everything.
In my brain, running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen no many once, I just so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started to outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
All right, let's get her going. There is not a lot of games to the past week, man. There just hasn't been shit. I think we got 4 new game trailers. One of them's Marathon. We're not gonna watch that. Another one's Apex. We damn sure ain't gonna watch that. What is this? Titan? Ooh. Oh, let's go. Hunter Sim. Bro, that looks like shit. God damn it. Looks like shit. Oh, it's VR, that's why. Okay, never mind. That makes sense. There's just a look to all VR games. That's right, that's right. We have seen this one before. Low-key, this game looked kind of good. Even if it's VR and it looks like shit. Man, PlayStation VR is so goddamn... Like, whatever the competitors are, holy shit. Boys, I think we just got our review.
I hope you live up to the legend.
I have been thoroughly I know I'm gonna be called crazy for saying this. I have thoroughly been enjoying this fucking game, dude. I don't know what it is, man. I am clicking with this game at a level I didn't think was possible. I see people getting all frustrated and angry at a boss. Takes me 3 tries, and I'm like, that wasn't even that bad. And you guys claim to play Souls-likes? Like, what are you talking about? I just, the hardest boss I fought so far was the bear in Act, like, 6. That was the hardest boss I fought so far. And I've fought, like, some side bosses and stuff. It hasn't been that bad. I don't get it.
Crimson Desert feels like it was designed in a lab by some...
And I'm not gonna lie, they did 3 updates the past week, and it's gotten so much better. So much better.
Someone who wanted to combine elements of all their favorite big-budget open-world games into the ultimate video game. It's got the adventuring of The Witcher 3, the slow horseback conversations of Red Dead Redemption 2, the open-ended puzzle-solving of Tears of the Kingdom, and the do-whatever-you-want dynamic world of something like Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto.
That's bullshit. You know why that's bullshit? Because if I pick up a cat, I want to be able to enjoy it in a cutscene. How come you let me pick up a cat, cradle it like a child, and then pet it, but I can't take it in certain areas? What kind of bullshit is that? And also, this pissed me off. I found out yesterday that you can get a dragon. A dragon that has a 15-minute timer on use and a 59-minute cooldown. Real time. That cannot be fast-forwarded. Why the fuck does a single-player game have a dragon in it with a cooldown and a time limit? What the fuck is that about? People online been blazing that shit too because it was one of the selling points of the game.
Auto 5. And while it's genuinely impressive that developer Pearl Abyss even attempts to smash all these things I love into a single package...
That thing tripped me up the first time I played it. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be easy, and then that popped up and I was like, huh?
Smash all these things I love into a single package.
I failed 7 of those. I almost lost because of that.
It ends up being a jack of all trades, but a master of none. The exploration and combat fall far short of the best open-world adventure games. The dialogue, characters, and story are laughably bad.
The main quest is terrible. So, like, the main story so far is just a joke.
Puzzles are unintuitive and janky, and the reactivity of the world around you is underwhelming. But despite all the frustrations I faced, across the 130 hours it took me to complete the main story and do a good chunk of the side content...
It don't take no 130 hours to complete this story. I'm in chapter 7, and if I had just hit the story alone, there's no way it'd take 130 hours to complete that story, bro. You want something else. If it's taking you 130 hours to complete this.
There were still many moments where I was left stunned by the sheer magnitude...
There's only like 12 chapters of the entire game.
...of the uneven world that's been created here. In its best moments, Crimson Desert has you wandering around, arm wrestling, fishing, gambling, completing side quests.
Low-key, I like the fishing in the game. I like the idea behind the fishing. I like it a lot.
And just getting lost in an absolutely gorgeous open world where it feels like anything is...
Man, it must be nice to turn up your settings. Every time I do that shit, my shit crashes. I'll be sitting in the fucking menu, and then it'll just crash, and I'm like, okay, that's nice. Go to look up a video for something I need to find, and then, like, it just crashes, and I'm like, okay.
One moment I was playing a mini settlement builder, managing resources and sending my allies out to earn loot and resources.
I haven't even done that yet. I'm gonna save all the side quest content for once I get the dragon, and I'm gonna, like, use the dragon to get around a little bit better. So, that's my goal for it. Because I haven't ran into any bosses that I've, like, considered having, like, you know, I'm not having trouble with anything, so I'm just gonna hit the main story and knock it out. A lot of side stuff. The map is massive.
Big battle. But there were an equal number of occasions where it was absolutely...
Oh, and there's another thing that I have a problem with. Why does it take 5 raw chicken to make one cooked chicken? Who the hell thought that was a good idea? What dumbass sitting behind their little keyboard at their little studio thought that it was a brilliant idea that it would be realistic if you had 7 chickens and you use 7 chickens to make 1 cooked chicken? Who the fuck thought that? Somebody need to get fired. Hello?
Founded by annoying choices, like how combat encounters almost always go on way too long, or how controls just don't work consistently, so you'll never know if tapping
It's not mathing.
will cause
Not
you
at
to
all.
double jump like you intended, or glide to the ground missing the platform.
Man, I didn't know that that would explain the reason why we got so many goddamn chickens.
Aiming for. Many of these issues get far worse the longer
Shit.
you play, as later on, the size of enemy groups goes to ridiculous Dynasty Warriors levels, and some of the mechanics they add later, like mounting flying beasts,
Bro, I'm doing that mission right the fuck now. And I got this badass sword that I'm just like cleaving through enemies with. Bro, they can't even stand a chance.
Dynasty Warriors.
I got like the Sauron fucking set of armor. I'm looking like a fucking badass, bro.
And some of the mechanics they add later, like mounting
Got this
flying
big ass fucking sword.
beasts, just hilariously don't work as you tumble off the side hopelessly. The world itself is definitely one of the most impressive aspects of Crimson Desert. As you
Yo, I went off a cliff yesterday, not wanting to, obviously. And tell me how I immediately went into the fall pose, and then I hit the ground, and my horse pops in the air, lands upside down next to me, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I was going along the side of the cliff, and then I spawned on the other side like that, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I'm so confused.
people walking around
Why?
town and actually living out their days in real time. For example, if you send a caravan
I was doing my own thing, and then I was in the air, and I was like, what?
of followers to go build something, you could drop by during work hours to see them toiling away before heading back to bunk at night. In another instance, you might see a bounty posted for a known pickpocket, then find them one day practicing their trade in a completely different town, and can then choose to bring them to justice or let it slide. Traveling around the massive
Really?
regions, hunting for loot, solving puzzles, and liberating areas. Can
Yo, so there's currently a way to get like 500 gold continually in the game. There's a fireplace in the manor that's close to the main town where you spawn in at. You go in there and there's like a little latch underneath the fireplace, and there's a gold bar that sits under there. You take that bitch and you bring it to the bank and sell it for 500 gold. You wait a week and then you can go back. Not like real world, but if you progress a little bit and then the time passes, you can go back in there, reach up in there and grab that gold again. Dude, I've done it once so far. I'm waiting to be able to do it again.
for some seriously good times, especially if you're like me and try to do things it feels like you aren't supposed to do, like wandering far off the beaten
Walk up in that bitch and I snatch that. I'm like, mine, yoink. I snatched that gold bar like it was never there.
path before you've even explored the starting area. It's a kind of freedom that only games this absurdly large can pull off, and makes for some really memorable moments.
Oh, damn, it's Infidel. More than Infidel.
While the world you'll explore is full of fun stuff to do, the stories you'll find in it are consistently bad. From the moment you're introduced to the first of its 3 playable
I
characters.
haven't even unlocked this guy yet. I'm still on the girl. I haven't unlocked this guy at all. I don't know what happened to him. He like vanished.
Toted warrior who is on a low-stakes revenge quest against another group of barbarians. There's very little to become invested in, and it only gets worse from there. The story is aimless, the characters are forgettable across the board, the dialogue is often pretty hard to listen to, and there's an
I have fast forwarded every one of these these cutscenes. Like it is so boring.
entire
And a lot of the characters, they repeat the same lines over and over again. I have noticed that throughout the entire main story that you'll overhear them and then you walk over and they just repeat the exact same thing that you overheard, and it's like I don't why
multi-chapter arc
why
in the main quest line that's centered on a character who dies off screen before the story even begins. They continually try to make you care about this person through multiple funeral scenes separated by hours and hours of game time. It's odd because with long sequences of talking to your companions and a lot of time spent watching cutscenes as part of the main story, it does seem like Pearl Abyss wanted people to care about this stuff, but almost none of it is really worth it.
Well, from what I understand, this game was built to be an MMO RPG. It was. But they decided to change the direction of it. I could see it.
Attention to, and much of it is actively cringeworthy.
And you had it?
What I do with some bloody rock? Eat it?
That said, there were also a lot of cutscenes full of cool, anime-style fights, and those are pretty sick.
I'm actually on this battle right now. It's like a massive battlefield where you're at war with like the bears or whatever they're called.
Crimson
Oh!
Desert's world is
Haven't
also
seen that yet.
at almost every turn by jankiness and puzzling design choices. Some of the biggest
Oh, look,
pieces-
another boss I'm probably going to blow through while everyone else cries and complains that the game is too hard. That boss was so easy. He was annoying, but he was so easy.
boss fights, which would
You know what the best part about this game is? All you have to do is mash the R2 button whenever you're fighting a boss, and then R1 button whenever you're fighting any normal mob.
really take you out of the fairly casual action game combat that surrounds them and drops you into straight up Souls-like fights against multi-phase enemies that feel extremely
3 phases. Most of the bosses are 3 phases so far. And again, the only boss that gave me trouble was the gorilla. The gorilla sucked wieners. I hate the fucking gorilla. The gorilla brought me to a level of anger that I thought was going to make me boil over. I'm not even kidding.
sync with the rest of the adventure. In one of the earliest examples, you carve your way through scores of bandits with ease before concluding with a super long 3-phase boss fight that includes some segments where you're just mercilessly swarmed by the bad guy while you have to dash around destroying totems.
No, this game is like a fine wine. This is not a game where you, like, play it and expect to just, like, I think that's what a lot of these content creators were expecting. They just wanted a game where they could just blow through it and then move on to the next game. That is not this game. This is a game that you play what you genuinely have to play. It's not another Souls-like where it's like, oh, I'll just have to learn the boss mechanics and then move on to the next. It is not that kind of game. It is a lot like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's a lot like Odyssey,
Reasonable way to get through it
just with way worse mechanics and jankier mechanics.
is to have a ton of healing items on hand to eat by the fistful as you whittle down the enemy's health bar.
It's a game that you enjoy, you don't play. Damn!
I love Souls-likes and consider myself a tryhard who enjoys mastering perfect parry mechanics, and even with my background, I found the vast majority of these boss fights to be unfun, poorly balanced, and downright annoying. It's
You know why? It's because you're trying to blow through the game. That's why.
kind of wild how out of place they feel, and
What?
they're common enough to
Well,
regularly
ain't no wonder why they so goddamn hard. You sit there with a big ass pillar. Why don't you try to hit him?
hurt the pacing.
Damn, okay,
It's
that's why. Okay. See, I didn't know you could do that. That's crazy. That's a lot of damage. Holy shit. That's a lot of damage. Holy fuck. Did you see how much damage that did? I'm playing the game the wrong way. Hold on.
how out of place they
Holy
feel,
fuck.
and they're common enough to regularly hurt the
Jesus, that's a shitload of
Noted
damage.
Pearl Abyss has already put out a
What the
patch
fuck?
that nerfed at least one of these encounters, and I suspect more will follow. I'm not
IGN
sure
is the
patches
truth,
alone
low-key.
make these numerous, sluggish fights feel all that good, but it's at least a start that they seem to be aware of the issue. Part of the reason
Shit,
I
I
thought
was
boss
already
fights were
winning.
salvageable is because combat is pretty uneven in general. The big part
Dude.
of that is in how Crimson Desert.
I think lock-on is down on the D-pad. Whoever smoked the amount of crack that it took for you to make down on the D-pad as lock-on, you don't need to just lose your job. You need to lose your livelihood. Because that is the most schizo level of insanity controls I've ever seen in my life. Down on the D-pad to lock on. What are we, back in the PlayStation 2 era? Hello?
never knows when to end a fight. Most begin with a dozen or more enemies surrounding you, and then dozens more showing up as you take down the first wave, dragging things out for minutes on end. This is fine when you're taking on some major quests, but when you're just trying to cross a bridge and are expected to stop and fight 20 samey guards first, it really eats up your time. Even worse are the war scenarios that arrive in the middle of the later stages of the adventure, when you're asked to do ridiculous things like plant a flag in the ground while surrounded by dozens and dozens of enemies, completely
Tainted
unable
Grail
to...
seems like an awful game to play. Genuinely. This seems like a bad game to play.
defend yourself while you slowly move a giant banner across the battlefield. It's especially annoying that, although you can level up your weapons and armor to make all this combat easier, you're constantly outnumbered by loads of dudes who can take you out with a few lucky shots. As you can imagine, starting an already too long
How's it
fight
going,
over
Ray?
again feels especially bad.
Oh, it's Melon. It's Melon!
Beyond combat, there's tons of stuff Crimson Desert tries that just doesn't work at all. From extremely
I'm definitely going to be getting
stealth sections,
Pragmata.
which are exactly as
I'll
bad as
probably
the
do
actual-
another video so that way I can get that little discount code. I'm going to put that link down in the video. I'll probably do it for this one too, honestly.
often feel like you're brute forcing your
I think this game is an 8. I do. I like the game. It's got its frustrating moments, but every game that I usually play frustrates me to an extent. I'm actually kind of shocked that I'm not more frustrated with this game. I am. I figured I'd have already uninstalled this game and reinstalled it like 7 times, but I haven't. I haven't done it once. I'm actually genuinely surprised. I've been enjoying the game. I have.
through them rather than coming up with a creative solution. In one section, I had to climb to a higher area to solve a puzzle, but couldn't reach that high due to stamina limitations. After searching for the correct way to climb up to the next floor, I ended up just cheesing my way up by finding a ledge that let me take a breather in a way that seemed very much unintentional. When I got to the top and solved the puzzle, it felt like I'd done something wrong, but apparently that's just what you're supposed to do to get through that section.
I did that puzzle. That puzzle wasn't that bad. What are you on about, man? He's blaming the developers for the fact that you just can't go through the main story. It's a main story quest. What are you talking about? Stop. This is the reason why it takes you 150 hours to complete the game right here. What the hell are you doing all the way over here? You ain't done the story yet for it.
In trying so many things,
There's a pathway on the other side of the mountain that you're supposed to go in once you activate the turbines in there from the school that's near it. And that's a main story quest.
often feels like it's bitten off more than it can chew, resulting in pockets of gameplay like this that can feel very underdeveloped.
He who breaks the chains of convention and
Yeah, this quest. This quest leads to that quest.
the truth. Right. Shall witness miracles.
As you complete quests, earn loot, and level up abilities, you'll at least gain access to some pretty neat abilities that change up the way you play. One branch of each playable character's skill tree is dedicated to flying or gliding around to improve your mobility, while another unlocks new combat tricks, like the ability to bash enemies with your shield or drop kick foes and send them flying about 50 feet. Many of these unlockables are really interesting. Like one
There's
that lets
a
you
lot to
grapple
read.
yourself across
There's
the
a lot of reading in this game.
walls and
Lot of reading.
The other half of them are things I never
I got shit in my inventory. I don't even know what the fuck it does. Like, I got this cuckoo pot, and I was like, what the fuck is this thing? And I'm not going to spoil it, but I was like, oh, that's what it does. I had no idea. Once you get the cuckoo pot, look up what it does. Because I passed up some stuff that I got to go back through now and get. Look up what the cuckoo pot does when you get it.
really had any interest in buying, like basically all of the archery skills, which didn't feel good no matter how much I invested in them. There are also a huge number of combat abilities that seem like they're almost clones of one another, which would require me to memorize a whole new button combination to use them that I'd surely never remember. Part of this has to do with the control mapping, which is completely insane by default, and requires you to remember...
Hey, that's like... I would say that if you wanted a Skyrim-style game... You see, I think a lot of people fucked up because they wanted a Witcher game. This is not a Witcher game. I went into this game open-minded and ready to take on the world, and you know what? Success. So far, so good. I've been enjoying the game. I have. I didn't try to treat this like another game. I didn't try to treat it like The Witcher. I didn't try to treat it like Skyrim. I went into the game open-minded and ready for anything. And I've been enjoying the fuck out of this game. I had some frustrating moments at the beginning, but it's been patched and it's been fixed, and they did the patches really quick, too. I think they did, like, 3 in the past week since its launch, which is insane for any developer. Like, they are on their game. They're on their A game with this.
various multi-step
Like-
button combinations to access abilities that you have to use all the time. It took me hours to remember that clicking the left thumbstick makes you crouch, holding down the left thumbstick...
Bro, I don't know how the fuck it takes you hours to figure out that if you press the left thumbstick in, that you crouch. I can't not crouch in this fucking game. I always end up crouching, trying to grab shit. What do you mean? Well, what do you mean it took you hours? What? And you want to tell me that you play Souls-likes? Nah.
brings out one of your special gadgets you'll use frequently.
That thing right there! I end up clicking the wrong button, and I end up fucking crouching instead of doing that.
And sprinting is, in fact, not on the left thumbstick at all, but instead asks you to tap the A button repeatedly to go faster than a run, which seems crazy to me. I mean, what is this, Grand Theft Auto?
You don't have to tap the A button to continuously run, you fuck! You know what you do? You tap it until the character starts running, and it's an auto, it's a toggle. Whenever the character starts running, you don't have to continue tapping it. You know how I know that? Whenever I was trying to get my legendary horse, I could not stop the auto toggle on it. I had a harder time getting the horse than because the stamina kept draining from him running.
A whole bunch of little mapping things like this that took me at least a dozen hours to get used to.
A dozen hours, bro. Bro. There's no way it took you a dozen hours to get used to that. I'm sorry. If it takes you a dozen hours to figure out that when you mash X whenever the character first starts moving to toggle on the run, and all you have to do is stand still for it to toggle off, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, dude. That sounds like a motherfucking skill issue to me. That's what it sounds like to me. Like, the controls aren't the best, but now we just making up shit to make up shit. Oh, I didn't know how to duck! Oh, it took me hours to figure out how to duck. Bro, I do that shit every other time I try to activate an ability, and you mean to tell me it takes you hours to figure that out? Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing?
So many abilities make
the fuck are we doing, bro?
And require multiple inputs in a specific order.
That was the easiest puzzle of the entire game right there.
To do the things you want. One of the more amusing ones comes when you get a dragon mount much later on, but trying to summon it is an...
Yo, low-key, that shit would probably make me break my controller, I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna bullshit with you. This is a reason to complain. Watch whenever the character tries to get up on top and the wing pushes him, look.
Amusing ones comes when you get a dragon mount much later on.
Whee!
Trying to summon it is...
You see it like shift over to the side?
One of the more amusing ones comes when you get a
that shit would make me break something. That right there would make me especially if this motherfucker has a cooldown for an hour. This fucking thing has a cooldown for a fucking hour.
But trying to summon it is an absolutely huge pain in the neck every single time. You have to press a button to mount it at just the right time, but it's super finicky, and most of the time you just...
This is the shit they need to be complaining about right here. 100%.
Tumble off the side and go plummeting to the ground. Truly stuff.
In a 15-minute time, he died. He died! He fucking died! No! Oh no! Oh fuck! Also, if that... Oh, no shot. So you only get the dragon for 15 minutes before it goes on an hour cooldown. So does that mean that if he dies right there and he doesn't want to use one of his revives, it immediately goes to an hour cooldown? Oh, dude, that's ass! No shot!
One thing that never stops being incredibly impressive, however, is how good Crimson Desert looks and performs. I played exclusively on my high-end PC. We weren't sent console codes ahead of launch, so I expect it to look glorious there. But it runs quite...
Congratulations for being the test subject, PC player. Remember, I'm gonna be playing with my uncrashing version of the game while you have your Actually, this game's been different. This game's been like the opposite. I'm kind of surprised at how well optimized. Usually whenever these games come out, they're optimized to shit. I think a pile of dookie has better fucking frame rate generation than a lot of these games do. But this game has been opposite. I've noticed that people that can play in like high settings in this game can do it on PC but not console. Console just crashes.
Nicely across all the setups our team has tested as well, even lower end ones. For an open world game of this scale, it's simply wild how consistently it holds frames and looks beautiful doing it. That said, it tends to be another one of those games that looks better from afar. Environments and the massive number of enemies on screen are stunning to behold, but then you'll get into a cutscene to talk to someone, and their face will be a bit janky with the lip syncing that's way off.
That sound like the Urbano you...
Nobody gives a fuck about the lip syncing. If you care about lip syncing in a game, you're a fucking poser. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody give a shit about that. Is the game good? Is the story good? If not, then we got some problems. So far, the gameplay is jank as shit, but I've been enjoying it. I don't know why. Usually these kind of games would make me fucking rage quit already, but I've been thoroughly enjoying this game. And the story's ass, so complain about the lack of story. No one gives a fuck about fucking lip sync bullshit, dude. This isn't an anime.
No? Huh? Well, does it? Does it?
Still, even when its frustrating design choices made me want to rage quit, it was hard to stay mad for long when I got back to running around the massive map and just taking in the wildly good-looking...
Yeah, like, you could fast forward through most of those That's what I do. I like fast forward through most of the cutscenes. And, I just play the game, you know, because it's meant... Like, a game is meant to have playable shit in it, right? I don't care about the story that much. Most people just blow through the story to get all the good stuff at the end. Let's be honest here. Now, there are some games that have amazing stories. There are. But in the instance of this game, you're not playing this game for the story. You're playing it for the game itself. Which at launch was kind of a joke.
But just because its performance and graphics are awesome, doesn't mean Crimson Desert is free from bugs and technical
Look at
issues.
all the enemies. Holy shit! I don't think my map's been that red before. Bro fucked up. Holy shit! God damn!
And the ones you sometimes get with open world games of this size are exactly as bad as I feared here. I ran into all sorts of problems, from hard crashes to companions I was supposed to follow getting stuck in the environment until I reloaded. The worst bug came late in the main story when a vital quest step didn't register as I completed it, locking me out of progression entirely unless I reloaded a save file from 7 hours earlier. I was able to...
Oh, this is that fucking bitch ass that was complaining. Dude, you can't put that in the fucking review, you asshole! That was a patch prior to release, you dickhead! What are you doing? What a piece of shit! You can't fucking do that! So these motherfuckers got, early, like, not early, they got the review version of the game, which gave them early access prior to a patch. And this motherfucker's really gonna bitch and complain about a patch that on day one of its launch was required in order to launch the game. This dude really put this in the review. Are you fucking kidding me? He better fucking say it.
by copying a coworker.
We know because we watched it before in a different IGN thing.
Who is roughly at the same part of the story as me, and soldiering on that way instead. If I hadn't, I would have likely thrown in the towel right then and there. Getting set back so far by a bug like that one is devastating, and I know I wasn't the only person to hit this one. To its credit, Pearl Abyss...
Of course he's not gonna say that that's what it was. Of course you're not. You fucking piece of shit. That's crazy to me. Holy shit.
...has patched out that particular issue already, though it doesn't seem...
Already? It was patched out on launch, you dickhead. Say that. You got an early copy of the game that had a bug in it that they patched out on launch day.
After finally completing the last main story quest, I'll avoid any spoilers, I went to do an epilogue quest where you stop by to chat with all the friends you made
God
along
damn,
the way.
that dude looks like an asshole with all that electricity, brah!
I went to do an epilogue
That's sick,
quest where you
though.
stop by to chat with all the friends you made along the way, only for some of them to simply not be there initially. They did eventually show up a while later, but it meant I didn't even get the proper send-off I was supposed to after 130 hours of playing. Though there's no real endgame to speak of after that sequence anyway.
This is
No real in-game after that sequence anyway? Oh man, IGN, you fucked up. You fucked up big. I hope you're ready for the gaming community to tear your asshole up, because that's what they're going to do to you. That's exactly what they're going to do to you. There are so many fucking side quests in this game. I had to stop doing them. I would do one side quest and 5 more would pop up. And I was like, holy shit. There's nothing to do once you beat the main story. I've done over half the main quest chapters in the game. And I've literally uncovered a speck of the fucking map. Really? Really? Seriously? That's what we're going with? Bro, I'm like legitimately upset right now.
we fought for, is it not? Days such as these.
Developer Pearl Abyss is doing its best to address issues as they arise, and it's also done things like add extra fast travel points compared to
This shit is annoying. They need to take this shit out of the game entirely. Why the hell do I have to sit through a loading screen to sit through a loading screen? Because that's what this is. This shit is stupid. I would rather just have a goddamn loading screen. Whatever happened to a black screen with a damn bar? Why can't we just have that? Why does it have to, like, do all this extra shit that takes even longer to load? This is just dumb.
you build, and even finally
Everybody knows what that is. Just make it a goddamn white bar with a black background. What are we doing?
that was insane to not have been there at launch. So the version available today already has a few less frustrations across the board. But in a game,
They have released updates that help out with the controls and stuff, just so everybody's aware. And the cloak that you get that allows you to not necessarily levitate, but to like glide. They did an update for the controls on that thing, and it is so much better.
this big, it's hard to imagine it'll be able to squash all these problems anytime soon. Crimson Desert is an extremely ambitious, open-world adventure, and that ambition is what makes it both incredibly cool and gobsmackingly infuriating in almost equal measure. I had some memorable times exploring this gorgeous world, discovering weird minigames and killing bandits along the way, but those memories were also marred by moments I'd rather forget, like the tedious combat encounters, unintuitive puzzles, awful story, and substantial bugs. There's lots to love about this quirky kitchen sink
I
design.
never ran into too many bugs. I haven't at all, actually. So far, so good. Now, I did run into a carriage that spawned on top of a scarecrow. That was funny. But, like, other than that, I haven't really had any problems. I got stuck in the wall once, but I was able to wiggle my way out of it. Like, I genuinely haven't really had anything crazy. I've been enjoying it so
I
far.
admire that it's managed to pack a metric ton
That
of
looks
unique
sick.
mechanics and
Like-
interesting areas into one package. But it takes work to dig your way through the thick layer of gunk that covers it all. And the mostly competent
So
action-
if Pearl Abyss doesn't fix the dragon cooldown and timer, I'm probably just gonna get the game on PC and mod that shit out so that way I can enjoy the game. There's no reason why you should be capped on having a dragon that you had to go through a terrible that is at that point it's a given. It was promised to me 3,000 hours ago, and I should be able to get my dragon and use it whenever the fuck I want to use it. It was promised to me 3,000 hours ago when you compare it to IGN's time. It was 3,000 hours ago. The book was made, and it promised me that dragon. I don't know if anyone's getting what I'm putting down, but that dragon was promised to me, and it was promised to me in many trailers, okay?
adventure game
It was
experience
promised to me without a time limit.
beneath is
A
only
6. What a joke. Wow, let's blame the game for something that didn't happen. That didn't happen on its launch day. I love it.
sometimes worth that effort.
6. I still think the game's an 8. I've been enjoying it. I'm sorry.
Reviews director Tom.
I've been loving the game. I don't know why. I just click with it, man. I have just been clicked with it. There'll be a link down in the description. Go check it out to get the game. Give me some kickback from the little bit of money from you buying the game. I'll try to find some place that, you know, could just hot-foot it over to you like Amazon or something, but... Okay, let's move on from the games. You know what? We'll do this one tomorrow. We need to go on and get... So there was a man... This story, I heard it and I was like, huh? A Marine, ex-Marine, got both of his legs and both of his arms cut off and killed somebody. That's right, you're hearing this correct. This happened. They caught him. He killed somebody by shooting them. Has no arms and no legs. And you want to tell me that the terrorists are going to win? Bro was built different. That's all I can say.
Amputee arrested for fatally shooting a man. Dayton Weber, a cornhole player who has no arms or legs, allegedly shot a man in his car and drove off with the What? Oh shit. So he was unarmed while being armed.
Out of Charles County, police now investigating after a professional cornhole player with no hands and no legs is accused of firing.
And you want to tell me that we should surrender to terrorists? This motherfucker ain't even got legs, bruh. He ain't got motherfucking arms, bruh. He was a Marine. Motherfucking America's just built different, bro.
Firing a deadly shot all while driving.
How did someone with no arms, no hands manage to fire a gun?
He used American patriotism to pull the trigger.
And allegedly kill someone.
There is no evidence at this point to suggest anybody else was involved in the shooting. He acted alone on this.
I'm going to hell.
Oh shit, so they're playing the video. You know what this is like? This is like in the 1960s or 70s when
man, this is some shit that you'd have to see to believe. It is.
Single disability
What is
was a
this
punchline
shit, man?
before we had any sort of political correctness at all. And
What is that? That is not a 1911, is that? What the fuck kind of gun is that? I've never seen that. That's not a 1911. There's no way.
Or be like a laugh track.
Bro ain't got no goddamn hands. He out there killing people. What the fuck?
Behind this entire thing. How did they arrest him? You mean how did they handcuff him?
His name is Dayton James Weber, a 27-year-old quadriplegic amputee and professional cornhole player.
Uh-oh. Guys, I'm really starting to feel like he did it. Think about what he would be like if he was at full power. Like, that's
what I'm saying. This motherfucker must have been a demon on the battlefield, bro. Think about that. Think about if he had all his limbs, bro. God took that shit away because he was like, bro gonna bring down the kingdom. We gotta stop that. Holy shit. That dude must have been a monster. Holy fuck.
actually scary. Yeah, God had to nerf him. He would have gotten away with it if he didn't record this.
What?
There he is. Oh my fucking God. Who's this? Like, Jason Bourne? We're getting a movie out of this. Yes, like, I mean, obviously it's a tragedy.
Bro, no shot. A fucking bow, a crossbow? What the fuck? What's this dude made out of? Bro is like the fucking epitome of, like, masculinity.
He got murdered, but that's pretty impressive.
Fuck?
Weber took off with the victim in the car, identified as 27-year-old Bradrick Wells. 2 hours later and about 15 miles away, Wells's body was found dumped in someone's front yard in Charlotte Hall, Maryland.
So he killed the guy, and then he just dumped the body out in somebody's front yard?
Holy
calling
shit.
him Jack can't reach her? He won't have fingerprints. I guess
Jack
not.
can't reach her.
I think this is definitely, you know,
speaking
you
of
could
that,
say this is deep.
we actually have the guy, the main actor from Jack Reacher, beat the fuck out of somebody. We got that coming up next.
EI. You know, we don't have too many of these, right? This is one of the first ones.
God damn, that's crazy. That is crazy, bro. Okay, so here we go. So, the main actor, I think it's the TV show of Jack Reacher, that big-ass dude that's the main actor. And the main character, he beat the shit out of somebody, bro. Beat the shit out of him. And from what I've been hearing, it's deserved. So, here we go.
Richton's body cam footage with his bloody fight with his neighbor? Wait, what? I remember seeing this, but I thought it was a meme from the TV show. I did. I thought this was from the TV show.
What I've seen, the TV show looks really good.
Video about? Wait, what?
Yeah, like, you have to keep in mind that the guy that plays in that movie is a fucking giant. The guy's not small. Like, the dude is, like, stacked, too. Like, if I saw him on the other side of the road, or, like, on the street that I'm walking on, I'd cross the road to get away from him. The dude is a fucking giant. Looks like a goddamn tree walking around. Fucking big-ass dude. And he's fucking built like a house, too.
It's fake? It's not him?
No, it's real. This happened.
It's real. Okay, somebody says
This
it's
happened.
fake, somebody else says it's real.
Yeah, it's that whole, like, well, it's on the internet, so it's fake. No, this happened.
Here.
This happened.
Let me watch.
There's police reports and everything on it.
It's not fake, it's real.
Okay, so if you step out in front of a motorcycle and they hit you, you're a fucking idiot and you just got hit by a motorcycle because you can't just slam on. I have a class M license. I have a class BM license, which is good for, because in Texas you need to have one for motorcycle, school bus, and I need to have one for school bus because I drove school bus, and a class C. So when you get one that's BM, it means car, bus, and motorcycle. You cannot just slam on the brakes on a motorcycle. You will slide. You can't just do that. I know, because I had to do that once because some jackass decided he was going to cut out in front of me and I would have T-boned him if I hadn't. You can't. Look, dude. Motherfucker, dude, that's just like what happened to me, too. Motherfucker, that pisses me off. Ooh. I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm ever driving a motorcycle and you step out in front of me, your ass is about to get run over. I'm not going to stop. If I'm going to have to choose between me or you, it's going to be you every time, bitch. Promise you. If I'm not even going to lie, I'd probably be in jail. Because when I was in the process of getting my handgun license, because he ran off. The dude that cut me off kept going. I'd have put every shot in the back of that fucking car. I got up, I was so fucking pissed. Bro literally cut me off and kept going. I got up. Dude, I was going to take my helmet off and start hitting somebody with it. I kid you not. Some people tried to chase his ass down. He sped up to get away from them. If I had my firearm license and my gun on me, I'd have put every fucking bullet in the back of that car. I'd be in jail, bro. I'd have killed that motherfucker. I have, like, zero sympathy whenever it comes to me and my life. Like, I have punched people for driving with their knees. I'm that kind of person. Like, if I'm in the passenger seat next to you and I see you driving with your fucking knees, I'm immediately going to start attacking you. That's me. Like, you can fuck around with your own life as much as you want. The minute you start fucking around with mine, I got a problem with that. I do. And everyone should. Everyone should have a problem with that. That's self-preservation, bro.
Are you kidding me, bro? Look.
Yeah, beat his fucking ass, man. Beat his ass.
You threatened my safety, bro. Are you kidding me? I should not be a part of that. I'm cold already because you've been driving on this neighborhood like a lunatic.
Right, dude, he wasn't even going that fast. What are you on about? See, this guy, how much y'all want to make a bet? This dude was harassing him and harassing him and harassing him until this was just the boiling point, because apparently this is his neighbor. I used to know somebody that would do this in front of cars in the neighborhood too. He would, like, step out in front of cars, and it's like, dude, you do realize that if you get hit, it's not going to be their fault, it's going to be yours. Especially if they have a dash cam and they could prove that you're just stepping in front of their car like that. You're gonna be cooked in court, especially if you damage that vehicle.
Go ahead.
It's like, I don't care, there's kids in the neighborhood. Well, the kids ain't gonna care if your dumb ass gets run over. You know what you do? You take down the license plate and you take a video of them going and you report that shit to the police. That's what you do. Standing out in the middle of the street getting your ass run over ain't gonna help nothing.
Are you drinking? Uh-oh. It's a crash out, huh? Look at the speedometer. Let me see. All right, it's at, what is it, 58? Let me see what the speedometer says. I don't think he's going that. He doesn't look like he's going that fast.
He's going 20. He's going 20. That's average. What are we doing? He's going 20. He's going 19. Like, what?
19 miles an hour. He's going 19 fucking miles.
You gonna step out in front of him? Like, that explain, like, I was trying to get up to 45 whenever I was trying to go, right? Because the speed limit on the road was 45. I slid whenever I slammed my brakes. I slid across the pavement. I had protective gear on, but I still slid. Like, it just goes to show that, like, you just cannot stop a motorcycle like that. You can't do it. It's not possible without, like, something like, just imagine if this guy stepped out in front of him and his motorcycle landed on top of the driver. Like, you know, he fell forward, right? Just imagine if he hit it so hard that it flipped on top of him and and pinned him under it and you know, broke ribs or something and put him out of being able to go in and do this TV show or whatever job he had. You're really going to ruin this man's life. You're going to risk this man being injured to the point where he can't get his shit together. He's going to be out of work. He's not going to be able to do it just because you think that he's going fast. Who gives you that right? Who gives you that right? Yourself? And that's why you got your ass beat, bitch.
What the fuck is this? I should have run you over. True.
He should have. No, he should have. He should have ran that bitch clean over. That's what he should have done. He put his helmet back on. He's going to get back on his motorcycle. Bro's still pushing.
Like a lunatic.
Still pushing.
You could have killed somebody.
Yeah, he could have. Those motorcycles are fucking heavy, dude.
Uh-oh. What does he want, 5? I don't know.
He's still pushing. He's still fucking pushing.
It's hard. Karen has a low-ass voice. Sometimes Karens are like that.
Think about the damage that bike just sustained from that, by the way. When, like, because that bike, it's now been, like, laid down. It's gonna have, like, paint damage. It's probably gonna have some, like, interior style damage. Like, like, when you lay a motorcycle down like that, abruptly, dude, it fucks with a lot of stuff that you may not even realize it fucked with yet. That's what happened to mine. Like, it fucked up with a lot, it got fucked up internally quite a bit from that.
So he's still antagonizing.
He's still standing in the way. Nope, yep, that's right. That's right. You sit there and you act like a little bitch. You sit there and act like a fucking victim. And so when someone starts turning your bitch ass into a victim, now you can say you're a victim, motherfucker. Uh-huh.
Stay down.
Mm-hmm.
Just beats the shit out of this guy with two kids watching. Bro, imagine you get to watch Jack Reacher beat the shit out of somebody in real life. Oh my god, bro. The kids are loving it? Yeah, I bet. It's his sons? Oh, is it? They're his kids? Oh, god.
Yo, W parent. Bro, he's still pushing.
Yeah, I bet it is. Let me see if there's another version of this. When the Reacher was always speeding down the road, that's why he finally confronted him.
At 19. At 19 miles an hour. That's speeding? That's bullshit.
We find, so They found out that he was speeding down the road, so instead of contacting the police, he decided to just walk out in front of the road?
Yep. You ain't the fucking police, man.
Yeah.
You're not the police.
I don't know, man. Like, he's showing the kids not to be a bitch? Well, I'll look at the other...
No, like, walking away from something that's stupid like that ain't being a bitch, but whenever you're going to sit there and you're going to continue antagonizing the situation and someone puts their foot up your ass, well, then I guess you had it coming, dickhead.
The other angle, because I...
You know what he should do now? He should sue the piss out of that person for fucking up his motorcycle.
I never really talked about it because I assumed that it was just, like, bullshit, but... Let me go and... Okay, so they just drove away. All right, well, let's move on. So this is the other one, fight. So, where is it? This is the one... Yeah, here it is. Okay. Unable to control his...
Oh! Holy fuck, bro just got clapped. Oh! What a shot, bro. Holy fuck, what a shot. Bam! Dude, you know that shit rattled him. Oh, man, you know that must have hurt. That's a big-ass dude, and he's trained to actually fight for the cutscenes that he's in. That shit must have fucking hurt. Oh, man. If that bro had some screws loose, he just had them all tightened. Let me tell you what.
Nature star Alan Richardson tries to punch the life out of some dude before going full whiskey throttle and sending his bike into a neighbor's lawn. Okay, now let's see it from the other angle. Okay, here we go.
Big surprise if you open somebody's face, you making them fall off their vehicle, and you sitting there and you just continuing to push them even after that like, they trying to get away from you, and they start beating your fucking ass. Big surprise, right? Like, just imagine if that was somebody that was on the edge of, like, bankruptcy, or had nothing to lose in their life because everything's turning to shit. You sit there and do that, and they pull out a gun and kill your sorry ass. You should be thankful that man beat your ass before you did that to somebody that was about to lose everything. These people keep fucking around with all these people around the world like this, and then they get their asses blasted, and they wonder why. And that's the reason why. Mind your own fucking business. If you got a problem with it, call the police. I had somebody outside the apartment last night at like 10 p.m. using a metal grinder. You think I was gonna go out there and say nothing? No, I'd have called the police and be like, yo, I got a noise complaint. X, Y, and Z. I didn't have to. You know why? Because they stopped. Someone else probably did. I'm not gonna go out there and start pushing them around and yelling at them. Bro, they didn't know. How they gonna know unless you tell them? How they gonna know if you don't tell them? Hey man, I got work tomorrow. Think you can keep it down? And if they don't, call the police. It's not complicated. Trying to take justice into your own hands like you some kind of goddamn Punisher. Fuck out of here with that.
The fuck out of the way. Yeah.
That's how you know this dude's a bitch. He sat there and took his licks, and he's still talking shit. Bro, you running your slack-jawed mouth, and you still ain't got nothing worthwhile saying. Just a whole bunch of insults. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You ain't got shit to say.
That's kind of embarrassing.
No, it happens, man. Your adrenaline's going, and you can't think clearly. You just angry. Like, I guarantee you, the minute he hit that dude, he was like, man, I just ended my career. Like, when you put somebody in this kind of position, you just a fucked up human being. You are. You just a piece of shit.
You know, like, it's not like the prop bikes they have on set, you know? Like, this is, like, totally different. And, get them, 100% deserved, yeah. Sure. That was, yeah, not great. Yeah, adrenaline, yeah, mistakes happen.
He's still running his mouth. He just got his ass beat. He's still running his mouth, man. He's still... and bro got his fucking shit clapped, and he's still fucking running his mouth.
I'm gonna be real.
You're gonna do this and do that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get up and beat the fuck out of you again.
I do. I think he's completely justified in doing this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This person got in the middle of the street. He tried to block him. He was physically confronting him. He was getting up close to him, etc.
Wouldn't let him pass. He stepped in front of the motorcycle multiple times.
What are you doing? And also, by the way, it would be one thing if he was driving really fast.
He was going 19. 19! You fixing to possibly kill somebody or yourself for 19 miles an hour. Seriously, dude?
Going at 23 miles an hour. There's no 20 miles an hour. Here we go. And it was even below that. So,
well, yeah, because he was slowing down to go past the guy on the side of the road. Clearly, he was paying attention.
What's really going on here? And I think this is what happens, is that some guy goes out there and he wants to get an ego because this is, and I do think it's a factor. I do. I think, Alan Richton's he's a big guy. He's like 6'4" or something like that. And obviously he works out. He's big because, he plays these roles in movies. So you have some guy that wants to go out there and peacock around and size this dude up and try to put him in a position. Because I have a lot of friends that are, bigger guys. And many of them have had situations where they have had smaller guys or other guys try to start a confrontation with them.
I know exactly what I used to know this big-ass football player, and big-ass dude, man. Like, he was like 6'4", 6'5", big motherfucker in high school. And he had a chipped tooth right here. Like, it was very visible. And I asked him one day, I was like, what the fuck happened to your tooth? Like, straight up, I said it like that. And, like, in high school, I didn't have any, like, people that were just aggro towards me. So, like, I was the chill guy that knew everybody and was friends with everybody, right? And he looked at me and he goes, so, like, I had this dude in, like, middle school that kept threatening me. And then he hit me one day. He picked a chair up and threw it at him and it knocked his tooth. And he's like, I put him in the hospital. And I was like, yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Really, no fucking reason. For no reason at all. Bigger than you? Well, it's not hard to do. I mean, honestly, a lot of them are shorter than I am, but they're a lot wider than I am, too. Like, I'm a pretty tall guy, but, either way, these are people that are, like bodybuilders, stuff like that I know. They're like, they're like 200, 250 pounds, right? They're big guys. And so people all the time try to, like, antagonize them or put them in some kind of a situation. So it's weird, man. Alan Richton is Jack Reacher in the Reacher series. Yeah, we know that. It says it right here, and also I've seen it. So yeah. And anyway, I think some people just hate fun. I guess so. And
I bet Jack Reacher, the TV show, is about to get a lot of new viewers.
I'm 6'4", 275.
Even I'm like, maybe I should check this show out because I've seen some clips on YouTube. Maybe I should check this show out.
We call it Napoleon syndrome. Exactly, yes. And so you have these guys, and I get the way that it happens, right? But I think that's what happens is that a lot of guys that are, like rich and well-known, they will have people, like, for example, like you watch Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson walk around, and they have 6 bodyguards around them.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't seem to... If you see a rich person with a lot of bodyguards or a fighter with a lot of bodyguards around them, it has nothing to do with them not wanting to fight. They'll beat your fucking ass and kill you. They will. It has to do with the fact that they can be sued because they're held in the court system to a higher standard than everybody else. Their hands are lethal weapons. So they have to have a perimeter around them when they're going anywhere to make sure that if anybody goes up and tries to start something with them, that they don't put their hands, that the fighter, like, for example, Mike Tyson, doesn't put their hands on the other person. Because any form of retaliation towards that person, it's a form of using a lethal weapon. And in the court of law, unfortunately, it never goes their way, and it sucks. And I think it's bullshit. Because if you walk up to a fighter and they punch you so hard that they fucking snap your neck and kill you, well, maybe you shouldn't have done it, dumbass. Maybe you shouldn't have fucking done it. That's my honest opinion.
That's not for Mike Tyson. That's for you. No. You might have this a little bit confused here. So you thought that he was to protect himself. Not necessarily, right? And, no, he's being a fucking asshole. He is. He's standing in front of the road, causing problems, and that's it. So I don't know what else to say. And he was filmed on Earth? Yeah, I guess so. No, I'm glad to see this. And, he did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah, Alan Richardson. Alan Richardson. Why is this up twice? Oh, yeah, I know why it's up twice. Okay. So, let's see, where's it at? We're not going to talk too much about this, but I'm going to bring it up. So Elon Musk, the Nazi, is made a new form of technology that allows people with ALS to talk. In fact, this is so innovative that this man went in, got the surgery, and was out the same day.
Who now has learned to speak because of Neuralink?
Brain surgery. It was a piece of technology that he went in, had attached to his brain, and was out the same day.
Let's take a look at this. I want to watch this. Well, this one's not even working either, so let me just go back up.
And that enables someone who has lost the ability to command their body to be able to communicate with a computer, and the ability to do consensual telepathy.
Voice clinical trials investigating how brain-computer interference can restore the ability to communicate for those with severe speech impairment.
I saw this dude. Let me just let it play more. This man is one of the first two innovators for this technology. There's only been one other person that has had this technology implanted on their brain, and he is probably going to be the first line in a lot of people that are going to be able to talk again because of this technology.
In January of 2026, Ken became the second participant to receive a Neuralink implant for voice. He will be able to think, and his device will speak for him. And it will sound like him. It will be OG Ken from way back in 2020 before his voice changed.
Okay.
I'm not certain about whether soulmates exist or not, but if they do, you're mine. I took one look at your dating profile and I was like, wow. I was smitten.
Ken and I had a whirlwind romance.
If you want to see the whole thing, please check it out. Please check it out. The link will be down in the description of the video when it comes out, but this is on Asmon's channel. Please go check it out. It's awesome. But I got to move through this kind of quickly because there's a lot more other stuff that we have to cover. But it they implant it and it helps. If you think something, the AI can decipher it based on pattern recognition on what your brain does to come up with the words. So, for example, once you get this implanted in your brain, you sit down for a few hours, a couple days after, and you say words out loud, and the device will interpret what you're saying and read it back to you. It's kind of like it's determining what your brain activity is based on what you're saying, right? And based on what you're thinking, it will say it. This is a massive leap in technology.
And so the real value of the brain-computer interface is that it would give Kenneth his voice back. He'd be able to speak comfortably for hours on end, by no longer having to speak out loud, but rather just intend to move his mouth silently in a way that's extremely comfortable.
Yeah.
He was so excited, and I could tell he was excited. I could tell he was a bit nervous.
Like a high degree of complexity.
And they sent him home the next day. Ken had surgery, and they sent him home the next day.
Damn.
It was such a smooth process.
Just get the fuck out
He
of
would
here.
have never known, sort of 2 days down the
Yeah.
road, that anything had ever happened.
Uh-huh.
Ow. There you go. This
Slow
is
down.
This is what the AI system is doing. So check.
Like
So
out of
right now he's
nowhere.
putting in his it's like a pattern recognition. The device has to get used to what he's saying or what he wants to say so it can say it.
We went from 0 to 100 with the model.
Rain in Spain says mainly on
Decoded sounds, okay.
plane. Ow!
Damn.
The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain.
I see. So they're using the okay. I get it. You guys see what they're saying? I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to map out what his brain does whenever he wants to say those words, and that way they can do it without having the intermediary.
Yo, like low key, if I was fucked, like I would totally sign up for something like this. Like if I was fucked up or something like that, like with ALS or any kind of dementia or something, and there was a way for them to figure out how to fix it, and I could help hundreds of thousands of people like me, I would totally do it. Like if there was a device that I can turn on that I had a surgery for in my brain that like switched off ADHD, I would do it in a fucking heartbeat. I'd be like, bro, hook me up to some nodes. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do this. Like, I would do it in a fucking heartbeat.
So all he has to do is think those words.
But remember, while you sit, this is where I'm going with this. This man is single-handedly changing the world as we know it. He endorsed Trump. He has made the first reusable rocket, trying to plan on going to Mars. He has taken over Twitter and given America its freedom of speech back. He has made new innovations with arm implants and brain technology. And, you know, I can't help but notice somehow there are still people that want to call this man a Nazi. You can sit there and call this man a Nazi all day long. Elon Musk, you sit there and call him a Nazi all day long. And he's going to change the world and be one of our biggest innovators of the time. And do things that for humanity that somebody calling somebody a Nazi could never do. So sit behind your little keyboard, continue to spew your keyboard warrior bullshit, and this man's going to single-handedly change the world for the better. And we'll see who the Nazi really is. Every time I see something like this that changes somebody's life for the better, I think to myself, who's really the Nazis here? Is it the innovators or the people trying to burn the books? He's out there literally changing people's lives. He even brought Starlink to Iran. Or to Iran or whatever. And you want to call him the Nazi? Man, we got some cooked people out there. We really do. Cooked. Just cooked, man. Okay. So, you know, we got to talk about this. So, ICE agents are now going to airports and they're helping out with TSA security. And this magical little thing happened. The airports are empty. It makes you wonder how many illegals there really are in this country, huh? I remember back whenever I used to be able to go to the mall or something, or like go to a movie theater, or like even the water park. And there was some people there, sure. But now it's like wall to wall people. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? You realize that COVID was 5 years ago now? It was 5 years ago. Where the fuck did all these people come from?
Going into airports. Take a look at this. Oh boy. ICE has completely cleared out the Florida airport where they were stationed. TSA lines are non-existent. Now, some of these could be inaccurate, but this is what a lot of people have been talking about. Yeah, finally.
And the wait line looks like this. In the couple of hours that I've been here, I've seen...
I don't know about y'all, but I've been to an airport, not exactly recently, within the past 5 years. Bitch was packed. I don't think I've ever walked into an airport and not seen this bitch maxed out with people walking around everywhere. I've never seen an airport this empty.
Finally.
And the wait line looks like this. In the couple of hours that I've been here, I've seen ICE officers patrolling, and the line has looked the same since I got here. Completely empty. So if you see wait times go down while you're traveling, you may just want to thank an ICE officer. Earlier this morning, travelers may have experienced a little bit of a wait time, but since I've been here, the lines seem to be moving fairly smooth.
There it is. It's almost like if you go after these people, then they run away. And illegals scattered. And again, I think that people don't realize this is what ICE is being at the airport does, like doing nothing. Yep, that's right. And they're sitting around.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I miss being able to go to a water park and not having to wait in a line that stretched all the way to fucking Egypt.
Doing absolutely nothing. And you know what they're actually doing? They're
doing everything they need to do, doing absolutely nothing. WICH. You notice they don't have face masks on. You notice how they're in Florida and they don't have to have face masks on there? Isn't that just a great thing?
Scarecrow for the illegals. It's like they see them and they run away. And Mbach on the line says she sports ICE.
Bother anybody? I'm okay. I was concerned about people.
Uh-oh.
So
yeah,
they're not bothering us. Let's get it done.
I like that they're here. I think that it's loud.
This is helping out ICE's public image massively.
Us to move and get to where we need to go.
It's kind of scary in a sense because you don't know what to expect with ICE.
As long as they can help us move a little bit faster, maybe they can take some of the work off the TSA agents as far as general security. I'm all for it.
Yeah, so most people are probably happy. On the way to Houston to cover long TSA lines, and this is what it looks like at Dallas-Fort Worth.
Look at that. Look at that. There's nobody in that airport. Not a single fucking person. Well, there's a couple scattered around like sprinkles, but...
Man. I think that people...
I don't think I've ever walked into a Texas airport and didn't see it so packed that people were pushing each other in the line.
Don't realize how bad the illegal problem is. I don't think they realize how bad, like, having, like, 20 million or 10 million extra people in the country actually is. And now you're seeing it, and it's being observed.
Well, you're seeing a lot of these people in luxury stuff, too. Going to the water park, going cross-country constantly to different parts of the country. Like, think about yourself. If you're a hard-working American... You live in paycheck to paycheck. Some of you guys got good jobs that'll give you a little bonus, so that you can travel and stuff. How many of y'all have either the time or the money to fly around the country? Not a lot of people do. You know why? Because they're working. They got to support themselves. So where the hell's all this luxury coming from? Well, you got all these people. Like, same thing with water parks. Like, how do you have that kind of money to just go to the water park every fucking weekend? How do you have the time for that? Well, it's because you getting that money, you getting that government money. That's why you're able to do that.
And it becomes much more fucking obvious, right? It's like entering a high-level zone. Yeah,
I agree with. I'm not flying and shit. Fuck that. I'm not flying.
And hospitals next, please. That's the next thing they need to do. So the next thing that they need to do is they need to send ICE to the emergency rooms, because that way you can spawn camp them. Like that's where they're all at, because everybody gets sick. So you just wait for them to go to the emergency room, and then you arrest them. And so they get seen.
That is absolutely what they need to be doing.
Where are you going? You're going to go home?
Nope,
no,
going back to
go home.
Yep.
And now you're getting on an airplane.
Yeah. That's exactly what they need to do with these people.
And spawn camp, yeah. No, really, that's what they should do. That's absolutely what should happen. They should put them in the fucking in the emergency rooms. Yes, you're going home. Yes, exactly. And I'm not, but maybe he is. I mean, you know, I am a nice guy. Emergency room, a total sitting there, and then like every single time in the last like 5 years that I had been to an emergency room, they always told me, they said, it's never been more busy than this. It's never been more busy than this. Oh, it's so busy today. It's getting so busy now. And the reason why is you have a bunch of fucking illegals coming in there. They can't afford health care. And so they go to the emergency room. And did you guys know they have a little fucking translator machine that they have to talk? Reason? It's a big reason. It's, of course, it's not the only. And if you don't believe me, you can go to the local emergency room and you can just look at them. Like, you just look at them. These people look like illegal aliens, right? I mean, like, and on top of that, they don't speak.
Yeah, finally. What's a dead giveaway is typically when they don't speak English at all. When you got, like, somebody that looks like they're over the age of 45 here, and they don't even speak, it's a dead giveaway.
Wonder why. Maybe it's because the ICE agents are there. And I'm very happy to see this.
Be better. Is there a single report today of something going awry with ICE agents?
Well, thank God for 24 hours something bad didn't happen.
Maybe there is.
There was. There was an ICE agent refusing to identify himself, arresting a woman in an airport.
ICE agents don't have to identify themselves to anybody. And why did they arrest that woman?
Freaking people out. They weren't even sure it was in San Francisco airport.
Well, what kind of a
San Francisco? That makes sense.
interaction was it actually?
I love how these people, the only thing they can do is give half the story and like half the videos. So you see that video with Renee, and you see like seven angles of the exact same point in the entire sequence of events of them killing her, and it's like, but all of these videos start at the exact same point, just at different angles. What the fuck are they hiding?
Know the situation?
It was an arrest. I don't know. Scott,
it was an arrest? I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. We got to say half the truth so that way they don't get the full context. The full context, you know, we can't do that.
Right. Of course you don't know.
Who did they arrest? Now you're bringing it up. Who did they arrest?
No, I'm saying.
Yeah, let's bring up this one instance of somebody getting arrested, but I have no idea why they got arrested.
We'll need the internet.
Just making shit up. Yeah, exactly. I read on the internet this happened. Well, what happened? I don't know.
Two senior administrators.
He said, I don't know, because he knows he's about to be proven wrong.
This woman was arrested by ICE Sunday at San Francisco's airport.
For what?
DHS says she's from Guatemala, had a deportation order signed by a judge, and tried to flee as officers were...
Damn, well, there it is, ain't it? Damn.
Reporting her. DHS saying the incident was unrelated to efforts to help TSA.
Gotta catch them all.
That's right.
Be better.
Well, how about that? That's why they've got him there. Obviously, it seems like it's a great idea. And I worked at a parts store. There'll be 3 adult males and like a 10 to 12-year-old, and the kid was the only one who spoke English, and he'd translate to the older ones. Yep, that's it. I think that people have no idea how bad this actually is. It is insanely fucking bad. And let me go. I'll look at the other ones here, too, because it's just been crazy to look at this. Oh, here's another one. ICE agents are spotted actively assisting. Oh, here we go. Yeah, just sitting there. How are they flying? You have to have a real ID, right? So this is the problem that a lot of people don't understand.
Well, what they do is they go to a place like California or Minnesota where they get handed an ID for existing, and then they go wherever they want after they get their nice little fucking payments from their government, specifically in that state. That's what they do. I mean, that's why you got all these truckers being stopped and arrested because they don't know fucking English. Like
the first worlder mind, the Western first worlder
or the other one is that they just take it. They just steal someone's identity.
Mind cannot even comprehend the level of behavior that these people engage in. They lie about their name. They lie about their birthday. They lie about like when they were born, what year, how old they are. They steal people's identities. Like they steal everything, right? They're stealing all this stuff themselves. You can fire the passport or real ID. It's fraud. Yes. Holy shit, that's a bad line. God damn. In your opinion, is it the largest category of fraud in the United States? I think that probably, like, by numbers, I think that, social services fraud is probably the biggest because social services is so much money. But I think that also, like, you have a huge amount of money. Hell no. Well, no, like, I mean...
But you have to keep in mind that 20% of the government's budget is the military. 50% of the budget is welfare programs. Like, you understand that, right? How much money gets hemorrhaged to this a year?
For example, like, social services are such a huge amount of the budget that, like, if you assume that 10% of it is fraud, then, I mean, comparatively, like, let's say military, you could say the military instead, like 30 or 40% of all the money would have to be fraud, which is probably too high even for that. So I would say it probably is the largest amount. Yeah, overall. I bet illegals make up something like 15%. Well, it's not just illegals. It's also just bad actors in general.
A lot of bad actors.
You have migrants, you have immigrants, and you also just have Americans that are taking advantage of systems. Like, you have all three of them. The average person over 40 cares about what affects their kids and grandkids. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Huge amount of fraud across the USA. The level of fraud is probably equal GDP to some rich countries. Yeah, we're probably pissing away, like, I would assume, I'm not even kidding, $1 trillion a year. I think we are spending $1 trillion.
I feel like that's I feel like it's more. Because you have to keep in mind that in Minneapolis alone, they found $9 billion. I feel like it's way more than that.
Hours a year collectively on fraud. If you add together tax fraud,
and that's just the places they found.
Theft fraud, social services fraud, military, like wasted spending. If you put all that together, I think we are spending $1 trillion a year, if not more. And you've got, obviously, ICE all over the airports now, which is, I think, kind of good. I'm glad to see this. But let me go. And this is apparently, I'm kind of surprised, but they're just flying airplanes around in Iran. They are. What do you think about the vets on disability? I would infinitely rather pay for a veteran's disability than pay for an illegal alien. Because at least a veteran is a citizen and they serve the country.
Exactly.
Like, so from...
Yeah, no, exactly.
My perspective, I do think that certain veterans probably do abuse disability, and they do probably take advantage of it. And
but they should be given that regardless. It shouldn't be... They should have their own category to collect a paycheck every month for the rest of their life. They shouldn't have to use a tactic like trying to get disability when they're not actually disabled. They should just be given a house. Their kids should have free education, and they should be given a check every month for doing their service to their country. And if they die in the line of duty, that check needs to be split collectively for any kids or spouses they have. Like, there's no reason that we're subsidizing all this money for these illegals, but we can't even make sure that our veterans don't go homeless. There's no reason for it. There's no excuse.
It's a problem. Like, don't get me wrong, I think it probably does exist, but that's not going to be my priority one whenever you have people that aren't even supposed to be here that are doing the same thing. So that's really how I see it. I mean, I'm not even saying that it's a good thing. It's not a good thing, but at the same time, I think it could be a hell of a lot worse. So that's how I see it. Additionally, the money's fed back into the U.S. and overseas, so it makes a big difference. It's okay. Did you say the self-report of if ICE is at an airport, it's a step away from ICE being at the voting polls? No, I didn't see that.
And it shouldn't be that way. That's the sad part. How come it is you bust these people in from a foreign country, you give them a place to stay, you give them free transportation, you give them money, and you give them food stamps, and you give them, like, actual, like, health insurance and stuff, but the minute it has anything to do with an American, they can go fuck themselves. Like, how's that? You want to talk about equality? What the fuck is that?
But I'm not surprised. Priya, I'd like to see some retroactive consequences for the company edited, but I think it's probably to a certain extent, like kind of expected. So
that's what an airport looks like whenever I've been into one.
People,
shit's
everywhere.
crazy. Yeah,
So,
they're like ants.
but to be honest, this is decent, guys. This is
And that's at 5:30 in the morning too. Like that's when everybody's trying to fly out, so they can be there before businesses start. Holy fuck, man! And you're gonna say what's this here next?
It's a smart move, and we're filling the holes. The wait lines already dropped. Plus, we're doing a security function at the airports. We're going to arrest criminals going through this airport. We're going to look for human trafficking, sex trafficking, money smuggling. We're going to be at the airports working with our brothers and sisters of TSA.
Thank God.
Our brothers and sisters within DHS. President Trump made a smart move. We're going to keep the airplanes flying. We're going to get the American people to those lines quicker, and we're not going to give up President Trump's promise to American people to make this country safer every day, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
No, I think that's a good idea. Obviously,
I think that's an amazing idea. Then you got like that extra security there too. Like, there is nothing that's wrong with having ICE agents at an airport. Like,
here's another one.
Well, there may be a celebration here at the airport before it's all said and done, especially for the folks who've been working nonstop, extra shifts. If you look right here, you can see this is the main checkpoint. Almost no lines, no waiting, Sarah. And it's
that's crazy. They had to expand this big ass area all the way over there because of all the damn people. And now that they got ICE up in there, there's nobody, dude.
Unbelievable at this point.
Isn't it a beautiful thing?
Started briskly with a lot of people showing up. Here
And you notice how whenever they're arresting people, you notice how a lot of these people, you're going to be seeing a lot of footage of them not acting like a bunch of fools or like spitting or cussing at the ICE agents in these airports because it's so easy to take away your ability to fly. It's not even, TSA could take that away from you in a heartbeat and not think twice about it. It's this amazing thing called accountability. And when you hold people to it, you see how quickly they roach out.
Lines were long. People were waiting about an hour, but when that rush hour went away pretty quickly this morning, we ended up with this. And there seems to be more lines open than normal right now with the TSA workers here breezing people through. In fact, a lot of folks have been showing up shocked at how short the lines are. Take a listen to some of the folks we talked to this morning.
Wow.
I don't see how extra security could be bad, you know?
Yeah, of course. Why would extra security be bad? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they're going to help out and, make things move a little faster, but whether they're doing that or not, we don't know. But
this is on CNN, too.
Extra security is always good to me.
I mean, you think it's not going to be that bad?
You know everything's getting cooked whenever you finally got CNN agreeing with everything that's going on. Y'all are so fucking... If there's another person that runs on heavy immigration, y'all are cooked. Y'all are donezo.
But then you get here and, you think, oh, man, it really is as bad as they say it is.
Yep.
So there's a bit of a mix here. So when people were showing up and going right into the TSA pre-check line, a lot of them weren't even checking the main checkpoint line. That line has been open and moving pretty quickly. Wow. Some folks just get so used to going to the line they go to, they didn't even check to see what that's like. We've also seen those ICE agents moving through today. A lot of folks are saying they're very pleasant. Look, they're not wearing masks.
Fantastic PR for ICE. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that, this is the way ICE usually is. Like, ICE isn't a bunch of, armed thugs going around beating people up. The reason why they're doing that in, Minnesota, for example, is because they have crowds of people throwing things at them, screaming at them, and trying to drive cars into them. So, big surprise.
Stay safe out there, monkey. See you around, man.
Whenever you start attacking somebody, screaming at them, and trying to kill them, they're going to be aggressive and hostile to you. I know, big
Rightfully
shocker,
so.
right?
Yeah.
And so what's happened is that a lot of these people have the idea that, ICE is going to be these horrible people. Why the fuck would they do that? Why would they want to complicate their day by initiating hostility onto somebody for no reason? It would be stupid for them to do that.
Exactly.
So, I'm all for ICE, or where this could turn to Patriot Act 2.0. I mean, I do think that we need to have a I think that you do need to have a massive enforcement crackdown on immigration.
Oh yeah, I feel ICE needs to be harder. They need to be more aggressive. They do. They need to be way more aggressive.
And I think that that will take a tremendous increase in the amount of enforcement that's out there.
It hurts me whenever I hear people say, well, they're being too aggressive. Nah, bitch. These people are aggressively taking our money, sending it to their organizations to make bombs to blow Americans up. What the fuck are you talking about? Hell nah. We got to be more aggressive with this. We only got 4 years to get the job done.
Shadow Spawn, thanks for the 20 gifted subs.
We never know what's going to happen on election day.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. And yeah, I mean, I would say in doxing their families, yes, exactly. People are more inclined to behave where in the airport too. Yeah, exactly. And there's accountability for it too. And that's another. You bring up a really good point. Is that they can't act that way inside of an airport.
Well, you know why? Because it all falls apart whenever you've got 60 cameras in the airport. Every time you turn a corner, there's like 7 cameras. So it's hard as hell for them to sit there and spin their little narrative with publishing half the video and half the information whenever you've got the entire TSA that's more than willing to release footage of people acting like a bunch of crazy schizos. That's why. They can't release 7 angles of half of the information whenever it's going to be on the news the next day.
Because they'll be put on a no-fly list or they could be put in jail. Like, generally, you have to act like a normal human being at an airport. So, big surprise, these people act normal. And I think it goes to what I was saying before, is that this chaos and everything is a choice. It's not mandatory. There's no reason.
Go and Markiplied.
And we have to allow it. And
like that name.
The extent that we do allow it, it just gets everybody hurt and wastes everybody's money.
Yes, in fact, on this line right here, you can see 2 of them standing behind the TSA agents. I'm not sure we can get complete focus on that, but just wanted to show you that they've been walking around the perimeter. Atlanta police have also been added.
That's why you said you shouldn't place unreasonable responsibility on large and small businesses. I think if a company... So I'm going to pull you up and ask you something. Well, do you take the reasonable steps? Your point going? That I'm just confused.
In the hallway. This one is gone as well. So I guess we'll just give a thumbs up and smile a little bit, Sarah, and take a break.
Thank God. I'm glad to see that. And, here's another one, too. It's going to great PR for ICE. Yeah, I think so, too. Man, this is a smart thing for them to do. This is a good idea.
Yeah, no, I figured you weren't the real Markiplier.
I'm still tagging us as everything? Yeah.
I mean, even if you were, you'd be treated the same. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. If, you know, I don't really care what your affiliation is as far as that. Hassan could come in my chat and start acting like a fool, and I'm going to send him a permaban, so.
Man. You see,
I don't care.
Short Britain has more membership than the Conservative Party around 6 weeks in. No, I didn't see that. I'm not surprised.
Oh, nice.
So I'm glad to see this happening, right? Obviously, that's where things are going. I think it's going to continue.
My health care increased by $600 a month thanks to Trump. You can afford health care? Where are you working at that you're able to afford $600 a month on health care? That's a luxury. You sitting here talking about rich people. How can you afford $600 a month on health care? Shit, I gotta spend like almost $200 a month on my meds alone. How you affording $600 a month? Hell, $200 is breaking the bank for my ass. And you won't sit here and talk about $600 a month? What? Damn, you've been around for a hot fucking minute. Oh, you joined YouTube at that time. That's right. Again, if you have enough money, let's think about this. Most Americans can't afford health care. Period. Most of them I know this because I was a firefighter. Most people end up dying in their homes because they can't afford to take the ambulance ride. How are you able to afford $600 a month on health care when most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck with no health care? You're proving a point that I've said that you don't even realize you're proving. Just having health care is a form of entitlement. It's a form of luxury. When you trying to pay rent, there ain't no way in hell you about to pay no $600 on health care. Oh, damn, it's Melody Museum. Welcome, Melody Museum. It's been a minute. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is that if you can afford health care, period, that's luxury. Nobody can afford that. The human health care is a human right? No, if it was a human right, it'd be free. Water is a human right. And I can count on 7 hands how many times I've gone without that as a child. Healthcare is a human right? What? Healthcare is a fucking scam. You pay into health. That's why Luigi Mandione went and capped off that motherfucking CEO. What you mean it's a right? What? That legitimately kind of threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting somebody to say that. Oh man, that is just something else. Because those in charge convinced you that you don't deserve health care. What? You've been interdoctrined. The fuck is that word even? To believe otherwise. That's why we don't have universal health care. I agree with universal health care. I want universal health care and I want universal basic income. You know why? Because when automation starts taking people's jobs and AI starts taking people's jobs, you're going to need to make an income in order to support yourself. You do realize that we're aligned a lot, except for healthcare, right? I'm 31 years old, and I have had so many jobs in my life where I was part-time, but worked well over 50 hours. But because they classified me as part-time, I wasn't allowed to have healthcare. And they worked my ass to the bone. So that tells me that you really haven't lived much in the real world. Yeah, it was the same thing for my mom as well. I've been poor my whole fucking life. I'm still poor as shit. A lot of days without electricity or running water. In America, on U.S. soil. Whenever I hear somebody, my mom had to sue the federal government to get Social Security because she had 2 heart attacks and a fucking stroke at her job. She couldn't get health care, and her medical bills were crippling her to the point where she couldn't even pay rent anymore. And they wouldn't give her Social Security, so she had to sue them. She couldn't even walk. And they wouldn't give her Social Security. And you want to sit here and tell me that your health insurance is $600? I don't give a fuck. Should be more. We should get rid of health insurance altogether. I don't give a fuck about that. It sounds to me like it's just a privileged person living with their privilege and not realizing that is a privilege. Like I said, between my mom's age and my age, she never had health insurance, ever. And my age of 31 years, she died at like 56. She never had health insurance. Oh, fuck.
US check,
$600 on bro, that's a car payment. What are you talking about? Just you pay like $600, bro. I was getting fucked in the ass when I was paying $550 for my car notes. What you talking about? That's not even the damn insurance. Ain't no way in hell any average American gonna afford no damn health insurance. That's crazy to me.
Hiring? I mean, yeah, as far as I know, they have to do that, but I'm not entirely sure. And this is also, look at this. Here we go.
Salida. Salida derecha. Can you say it in English what that means? Salida.
I mean, guys, there's something really wrong if they don't understand what that sign means. There's something really, really wrong with that. Oh my God.
I think that them making the U.S. language English and forcing these CDL drivers to know English, otherwise they lose their license, has been the best decision that America has made, because everyone speaks English. If you don't know English and you get put into a public school system, they teach you English. English is America's language. Deal with it. It is America's language. I don't give a fuck what anyone else has to say. If you don't know English, you shouldn't be working in a job where you have to drive a 2,000, 20,000, 100,000 pound vehicle that can kill people around you, and you damn sure shouldn't be in the medical field. Period.
Keep right. Exit to the right. Oh, okay.
What that means? What does it mean? How good is your English? Entiendo algo un poquito.
Not so good, right?
English. No, speak no English.
No.
What does that mean? Yes. What does it mean? No.
I think they do now. Whenever you get your CDL, you have to pass an English test.
No.
What does it mean when you go down and you see the sign? What does that mean? What do you have to do?
No. This is insane. 40 years I drove around in Cuba? Well, what the fuck?
Okay, if you don't speak enough English to be operating a commercial motor vehicle, okay?
Yeah.
You also don't have enough knowledge of the signs to even say it, okay? So this, right now, you're going to be placed out of service, okay?
I mean, this is...
You know what's crazy to me? Is that I remember back whenever these news stations were doing these talks with these truckers and saying how, you know, a lot of their jobs are being shut down and becoming obsolete. So how come it is that there's just as many of these truckers, but for whatever reason, the only people that were becoming obsolete in the job were white men and women? That's interesting to me. I thought that these automated vehicles were going to be taking over the roadways. What happened to that, I wonder? I wonder what happened to that. I remember back whenever they were trying to send some of these poor truckers off to like trade schools and force them to learn a different trade because they didn't want, they were shutting down or whatever. Y'all remember those? Y'all remember those articles? Those all that media they had around that, all that legacy media they talking about that? I remember that.
Just, guys, this is crazy. Keep right. And he's just moving his arm and
him refusing to speak English is a sign of it's an unwillingness to assimilate with American culture. We cannot have these people in our culture if they don't want to assimilate with the culture.
Direction. Holy shit, man. And you see ambulances set on fire in the UK? I think I did. Yeah, they were the Jewish ambulances or something like that.
Okay. So, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now with Iran. I think that we should just keep bombing the shit out of them, but that's just my opinion. You know, what do I know, right? But we had a nice little press conference yesterday from the Tangerine Warlord. Let's see what he has to say about himself.
And remember, it all starts with they cannot
Because
have...
apparently we're not at war, we're at a ceasefire, but they're sending over a bunch of people to do ground invasion. I don't know what the fuck's going on, bro.
Weapon.
I have no idea.
You know, I said yesterday, they said, what are the top 10? I said, well, number 1, 2, and 3 is they can't have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
And
Heard about that.
They're not going to have a nuclear weapon, and we're talking about that. And I don't want to say in advance, but they've agreed they will never have a nuclear weapon. They've agreed to that.
How do you ensure they won't have a nuclear weapon?
I don't trust him as far as I can throw a missile. I don't trust that for a second. As long as the IRGC remains in power and they keep appointing these radicalist religious supreme leaders, this will continue.
Former Border Patrol Chief Greg Bavino said his only regret...
Even though we have a ceasefire with them, they're still attacking Israel. Even after everything, they're still attacking Israel.
...didn't catch more illegal aliens. What's your reaction to that?
Who said that?
That's your former Border Patrol Chief. He just retired.
Call him.
Dan Bavino? I don't know how to say his name. He's retiring soon. He's retiring, boys. He's leaving us. He's leaving us. He'll be missed.
A patriot.
Well,
patriot.
I mean, we captured a lot. You know, they were allowed into the country by...
Absolute patriot.
Sleepy Joe and that group of incompetent people that were... He was worst president ever. The group of incompetent people.
Yeah.
To me, that's the biggest scar. You know, inflation. They caused the highest inflation we've ever had. We've already gotten rid of it.
Total patriot.
The biggest scar is what they did, the people that they allowed from prisons all over the world. They came from the Congo, from all over South America. Rough people. Really tough people.
True.
So
this is actually
I
live.
understand what he means. He's, you know, he would have liked to have captured more. I'm not capturing so much as removing. You know, we're removing thousands of people. And many are self-deporting because we're going after them so powerfully that they're self-deporting.
Yeah, they roach out.
Back. I think that's one
good.
of the big unkept secrets. It's we have thousands and thousands of people, and they're self-deporting. They're going back to where they came from.
Good.
But what we want really is the criminals. We're really focused on those criminals, getting them out.
Just get them.
Yeah.
Go get them.
Message right now to Democrats and also to Americans that are stuck at airports is really devastating watching it online. Because
airports?
One DHS.
What's devastating?
To Americans right now stuck at airports as we speak.
Oh, I saw that.
Well, they just don't.
Yeah, I saw the airports. The airports look pretty good right now.
They won't look. This is a deal that was done in the great big beautiful deal, which gave you the biggest tax cuts ever, including no tax on tips and no tax on Social Security for the seniors. Think of it, no tax on overtime, tax deductions when you buy a car. You take money, pay interest on the money, you deduct it. We've never had that for people buying cars.
I think a big W from Trump was whenever he signed in that bill that made it to where corporations can't go around and buy up a bunch of houses. I think that's probably the best thing that he signed, in my opinion. I don't know. From what I've heard, the no tax on tips, I don't know how that works, but on the side of the overtime, it's not working like what he's trying to say it's working like. Apparently it's more convoluted and it's only to a certain amount as well. Like I don't know about that.
If it's an American car, only if it's an American car. But they are just what.
Good luck with that. Good luck finding a quote unquote American car.
They stick together, the Democrats. I give them great credit for that. We have some that will. They're not good stickers. We have guys like Tom Massey and Congress is terrible. Don't stick together, and those people hopefully will someday be gone. The thing I most respect about the Democrats, Republicans have great policy. We have common sense policy, but it's great policy. That's our biggest advantage is our policy is correct. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Are you encouraging our allies in the Gulf to be more involved in the Iran operation?
Why would he say that? Why would he say that?
Allies in the Gulf to be more involved
speaking of that, Iraq has oddly enough, joined America. Iraq is with America on the assault of Iran. I found that out yesterday, right as they were calling the ceasefire or whatever the fuck they were doing, that weird shit.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but more NATO. I think our Gulf allies have been...
They've been great.
Pretty good, to be honest with you. UAE's been hit so hard. He got hit by 1,400 rockets, shot them all out of the air with our great Patriot missiles. Think of it, they shot 100 missiles at one of our aircraft carriers, the Abraham Lincoln, one of the biggest ships in the world, actually. And out of 101 missiles shot, every single one of them was knocked down in the sea. Think of that.
It's embarrassing.
Think of what that means.
It's a lot of missiles.
101 missiles, highly sophisticated, very fast missiles shot. Out of 101, all 101 were shot down, and now, for the most part, lie at the bottom of the sea.
Nope.
Pretty amazing.
With the Navy.
Pretty amazing. Our military is amazing.
Oh, man, bro, he's making more coral reefs. Hell yeah.
Pete. You know the attack I'm talking about recently? 101 shot. I said, wow.
That's a lot.
I saw that. You can. I watched them sit down and think. Great students, MITs, a lot of MITs, a lot of guys like this, and not as much into the muscle as they are. This one, so a lot of people choke. They don't choke. These guys don't choke. They're the best in the world. We have the best in the world. A Democrat problem. I think the polls are showing. I'm pretty much not happy with it. Military operation.
Nobody knows.
A very successful one. Like success.
Sense of who exactly in Iran it is, either Woodcock or others you're speaking with?
Yeah, we had. I hate to say this in front of these young people. They're not children. I spoke to most of them. They sound like adults to me, even though they are sort of children. Right? They'll always be your children. But I hate to say it, but we killed all their leadership. Yep. And then they met to choose new leaders, and we killed all of them. And now we have a new group, and we can easily do that. But let's see how they turn out. We have really.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, I mean,
change.
shit.
You know, this is a change in the regime.
We killed them
because the leaders are all very different than the ones
Hide your
we
kids.
started off with that created all those problems. So this was, I think we can say, Jason, this is regime change, right?
Well, that's the crazy part. He's not just killing them, bro. Like, he's blowing up their fucking houses with their families in it, too. Like, it's one thing if you go home to your family or whatever and you can just leave the craziness behind, but when you catch a missile in your house, sitting down eating dinner with your family, and then you've got the another IRGC member saying, "You hear what happened to Donnie last night? Bro got fucking taken out with his whole fucking family, man. You sure we want to keep doing this?" Like,
I don't trust anybody. I don't trust you. I mean, that's only because I know you. But if I didn't know you, I'd probably have more trust. But I don't trust anyone. Why do you say that? Why do you say what makes you trust? Do you think I trust them? I don't trust them.
Then why bother talking to them?
Because they're going to make a deal. They're going to make a deal. They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present. Is that we're dealing with the right people. Because, you don't know, because... to the Strait, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Who's going to control the Strait from now on?
No, we'll have control of anything we want. Look, if we can end this...
We'll have control of anything we want. All right.
Without knocking out
well, how about that?
$10 billion electric plants that are brand new and the Apple...
Okay. I would say Trump doesn't have any honor. But to be quite frank, I'm happy that he doesn't, because I don't want an honorable person running the country. I want somebody that's going to be a complete and total fucking monster that's going to do what they need to do to get this shit solved. If that involves blowing the fuck out of a civilization until it's nothing but rubble and sent back to the Stone Age, then so be it. Like, what better way to take out a bunch of fraudsters than to elect a fraudster? He already knows the game. Why do you think there are so many criminals that get deals with the police? I mean, let's be honest here. Sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty to get the job done.
I'd like to be able to do that, you know. But
You know,
they
Just
can't
like
have
that.
certain things. I mean, you know the things. I don't have to go over the list, but again, it starts with no nuclear weapons, and they've agreed to that. There won't be any nuclear weapons. They're not going to have, and they're not going to have enrichment, any of those things. But look, I hate to say that we're in a very good bargaining position.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that they're defenseless because, you know, until that last missile is fired, yeah.
How is Asmongold a grifter? A Hassan I can see, sure. But Asmongold? That's right. Sometimes you have to crack an egg to make an omelet. That's right. Yeah, they are. They are. I don't want somebody that's going to run this country and have honor and tradition, and I want somebody that's going to get in there and make the hard decisions that's going to alter our country to change it for the better. Sometimes you got to piss people off in order to make change in the world that happens. That's just how it is. Whenever, to give you an idea, whenever we were in Afghanistan and you heard that these people were strapping bombs to kids and making them walk towards the soldiers, like, for example, Rambo, First Blood Part 1, when that scene, that incredibly cinematic, amazing scene that changed cinema as we know it, where he's in the police station in the end of the movie and he's talking about his friend who got blown the fuck up by a child bomber with a shoebox. You think these people see honor, tradition? No, they're fucking monsters. They're fucking demons. These people don't care about your fucking honor. They don't care about you. They're going to do whatever it takes to win. And we need somebody that's going to not necessarily do the same thing with kids, but make sure that they get up in there and they're going to do what it takes to make sure that people like that don't win. Fuck that, bro. I don't want to be under the rule of somebody that's going to do that to my kid. Fuck that. That's crazy. You don't want to be under the rule of some culture that's going to do that. Hell no.
Have little power, but we are in about the best bargaining position. We're way ahead of schedule. And again, they have no Navy and they have no Air Force and they have no missile protection, and most of their missiles are gone.
Yeah, sure.
Most of their launches we've killed. You know, we've
You think
killed
Saudi
about
Arabia should join?
82% of their launches.
Yeah, of course.
So even if they had a missile, they
Iran's
can't
a
launch
threat.
it.
They bombed Saudi Arabia. Of course they should.
We've been very fast. We have the greatest military in the world. Nobody even comes close. We have the best military equipment in the world. Go ahead.
On Saudi Arabia,
Apparently we're having talks with them in Pakistan now. Is that right? I didn't hear that.
You've been focused on normalization between Saudi Arabia and Israel.
Well, we have a great relationship with Saudi Arabia. What do you hear with Saudi Arabia?
Just hearing that you've been talking and that he has been encouraging you to do certain things related to Iran. Can you share?
Well, he's a warrior. He does. Yeah, he's a warrior. He's fighting with us, by the way. Saudi Arabia has been excellent, and UAE excellent. And I will tell you, Qatar, incredible. Qatar took a hit, pretty bad hit. Qatar's very close, you know, they're essentially, you can walk right over the border. Qatar took a hit. They've been great. They've been very strong. Kuwait, they had a little mishap.
Are we running low on ammunition? I don't know about that.
They happen to be our planes.
If we're running low on ammunition, what the fuck are we spending our money on?
Like, you realize that this culture in Iran with these leaders is the exact same that was doing that stuff to those kids? You realize that, right? Like, you had one of these leaders in a parade in Iran releasing like a press conference because he knew that America wouldn't blow his ass up. You had another one. They got these people putting these schools next to their fucking military bases and like doing this crazy shit, genociding 32,000 people. Like, dude, you can't reason with a culture like that. These people will never come here and assimilate. They're crazy. They're a bunch of religious nut jobs that think that they hold power because no one's been man enough to bomb the shit out of them yet. No one cares about the honor of somebody that's gonna do some shit like that to kids. Fuck that. I don't care about your fucking honor or your religion. If you over there marrying underage kids and you sitting there hurting people like that, fuck you. Enjoy what's coming to you. Like, hell no, dude.
The pilots saw what was coming, and they said, those are patriots. We're not going to escape patriots, and they got out of there pretty quick, Pete, right? Pretty amazing that they got out. The 3 pilots lived. They're fine. In fact, they're flying.
Oh, those are the
today.
ones from before, yeah.
Yeah, the Kuwaitis made a mistake. They fired.
They
thought
fucked
they
up.
were firing at
It's a big fuck up.
the enemy. It was.
How do you? They're just still shooting long range.
But to give you an idea, these people are so fucking bad that Iraq is joining America to fight these people. Let that sink in. Think about how many years we spent there to replace the Taliban with the Taliban. Like, the Taliban have had enough of this shit.
But,
Iran's a big place.
The pilots are great. They're flying
and they
today.
spend all their money on it too.
Pretty amazing when you think of it. Yeah.
President Trump, on a human level, how hopeful are you that this peace deal will work out? Like, as a human,
On what?
On a human level, not as the president of the United States. How hopeful are you that this peace deal will work out with Iran?
You're talking about to end it?
Yeah.
I think we're going to end it.
That's
I can't
great.
Tell you for sure.
Oh, is it? Okay. Thanks for the knowledge. I'll keep that in future reference.
It's a woman question.
Afghanistan, okay.
To say this, we've won this. This war has been won. The only one that likes to keep it going is the fake news. I mean, the New York Times, you read the New York Times, it's like we're not winning a war where they have no Navy and they have no Air Force and they have no nothing. And we literally have planes flying over Tehran and other parts of their country. They can't do a thing about it. For instance, if I want to take down that power plant, that very big, powerful power plant,
They are being released. Most of them are already out. They're redacted. They're going through the process to unredact them right now as we speak. All we can do is wait. But what about all the underage marriages that are celebrated in Iran? You don't want to talk about that, do you? Whoops. Hold on. What about that? Oh, they are. And let me tell you something. If come to find out Donald Trump did anything in those files, he should be on the stake out on the White House lawn like everybody else. They should crucify these people publicly on the White House lawn. Every one of them. But until we have actual facts and hard evidence against these people, there's not a goddamn thing we can do. And that's the fact of the matter. And I am not going to make allegations towards the President of the United States, or for that matter, anybody, without any actual proof. Yes, his name is in there 300,000 times, but how is it that he's in there 300,000 times and it's a big nothing burger? The minute that we get any hard evidence, I will turn on Trump in a fucking heartbeat. I don't give a fuck who's running the country, as long as they're an upstanding person to an extent, and they not hurting Americans. But whenever if Trump is in those files and it condemns him in any way, shape, or form, you don't think for 1 second I wouldn't throw him under the bus? He's a means to an end. Trump is a means to an end. He's currently doing things for America's best interests and our future generations by taking out a terroristic regime in a foreign country that has actively moved terrorist cells into this country that activated the minute we started bombing them. When you stop seeing these people as the Tangerine Warlord or the Orange Warlord, and you start seeing these people as a means to an end, so that way you can make sure that your kids have the ability to function in this fucked up world, then you're going to start seeing the big picture. But until then, you stuck on left and right in this racism bullshit. You're never going to see the big picture. You'll never get anything accomplished in your world, in your life.
They can't do a thing about it.
Uh-oh.
It's like, take me. That's all they can do. And yet, if you read the New York Times, or if you watch ABC fake news or NBC fake news, you'd say it's a close battle. It's not a close battle. They're totally defeated.
Yep.
You know, we killed their Navy in, would you say 3 days, Pete? Gone. In fact, I was a little upset with Pete. I said, why didn't you save the ships? We could have used them, right? He said, it's more fun shooting them down. But the Navy was
they just like
wiped
blowing them
out,
up. Okay.
in a very rapid.
See, that's another thing that I've noticed with a lot of people. Trump pardoned cop beaters. If you're defending him, you're for it. Well, what do you think Tim Walz was doing in Minneapolis? Tim Walz's words got 2 people killed because he didn't want to acknowledge that ICE agents could even arrest police officers if they were committing a felony in front of them. And you know what's crazy? You do know that on January 6th, a woman was shot and killed? There's an Air Force veteran, if I'm not mistaken. Now, she was doing something she shouldn't be doing. She shouldn't have been there. She shouldn't have been doing what she was doing. But this whole like all or nothing mentality is very third worlder. And you're not going to get anywhere with most Americans with this mentality. It hasn't gotten you anywhere so far. Why keep trying it? It doesn't work. Use a different tactic. I don't agree with Trump releasing all of the guys that did the stuff on January 6th. Some of those guys should have stayed in prison. They should have. Sure. But you're not going to agree with everything somebody does. But what can you do? There's nothing you can do. They're pardoned. They can't be retried with the same charges. It's done. There's nothing that we can do about it. You could sit there and dwell on it, or you can move forward and see what we can do in the future. That's why you got all these countries coming forward like Cuba saying, oh, but back in 60, 64, 65, or fucking back in 1932. And it's like, bro, like, we not in 1932. But you don't talk about any of that. You only talk about the good shit, and I talked about everything. I was here during Alex Peretti. I was here during Renee Good. I said that bitch should be charged as a terrorist, because that's what she is. She was such a terrible human being, she got her kids taken away from her. What kind of shit parent has their kids taken away from them? That'd be a pretty bad parent. I was there on day one reacting to that footage saying, nope, ICE was justified. That's what happens when you try to run over a police officer or federal agent. Yeah, terrorist is somebody that uses a form of... So what Renee Good was doing was following the ICE agents and blockading them, trying to terrorize them, trying to make them scared to do their job for political goals. If you look up the definition of terrorism, in order to be classified a terrorist, you have to be doing something that instills fear in the political people around you for political goals. Did you know that if you wear a Trump hat and somebody punches you in the face, that's technically domestic terrorism? They didn't punch you because of how you looked. They didn't punch you because of what religion you were. They punched you for a political goal and reason to instill fear into your everyday life based on a political goal. That is a form of terrorism. Do you know what it is? That's right. They didn't want police. They wanted to be the police. That's why you had Alex Peretti out there kicking the back of a federal agent's car. If the Minneapolis police were doing what they were supposed to do at the time and put him in jail for having a firearm on his hip during the, once you do something, once you commit a crime with a firearm on you, it's a felony. He would have been in jail. He would be alive to this day if the Minneapolis police were doing what they were supposed to be doing. But all y'all guys can do is sit there and blame somebody that's just trying to make change. We got to start holding the right people accountable for this nonsense. By the way, I'm here 7 days a week, every day, even Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Please sub to the channel, hit the like button. It helps out with views. We do this every single day. And here's the thing. Some of this shit's just too new. I'm going to get stuff wrong sometimes. There's going to be new information that comes out. Sure. I'm reacting to this shit either the day it happens or the day after it happens. New information comes out, I might change my mind. I never wanted never wanted anybody to go to Iran and start another war. We just ended one. But whenever I hear 32,000 people getting genocided, underage marriages that are celebrated, threats to America, them making a nuke and then them launching an ICBM with the warhead on top of it into Israel, something's got to change. We cannot let these people terrorize our kids, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to build nukes. They're going to be able to upgrade their ICBM launch capabilities, and then America's going to be in that radius. And what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do with an ICBM and they're already chanting death to America and genociding 32,000 people? And then immediately, the minute that America and Israel fire upon them, they blow up countries all around them and try to take out buildings using drones. What do you think they're going to do with that nuke? They're going to fucking use it. That's exactly what they're going to do with that.
Yeah. Pretty impressive for you guys, you champion wrestlers, right? When you hear this stuff. But you don't, if you read the news, you don't hear this.
It's fun.
You read like, oh, they're doing wonderfully. Mm-hmm. They're doing terribly. They're wiped out militarily. Yeah. They are dead. Yeah.
Is there a new sense of a timeline? Do you want to get something done before the midterms?
Well,
Israel had it coming. Go plaque the flame here. Oh, why don't you just get permit? How about that? How are you talking about we see? I've tried to have the conversation. Don't buy the hype. No need to be so scared. I'm not scared of anything. I'm telling you that with something as big as this, things change at the drop of a hat. We could be at a ceasefire and then they fire on a U.S. military naval ship and then are forced to continue doing what we're doing. Things change. It's war. Things that you don't know to the foolish of... Who's going to stop me? Are you going to? Team Hype TV? You going to stop me? What are you going to do? Last time I checked, it's America. For the most part, I can do what I want. I'm not disabled, and I'm not collecting a disability check. Every dime that I earn is from stream. I'm very proud of that, by the way. So, like, whenever you guys join the channel memberships and y'all renew y'all stuff, that helps out a ton. Just showing up every day helps out even more than that. Liking the streams, commenting on the videos so that way it gets a little bit more views. Every little bit of that y'all do like that helps. I don't collect the check, bruh. The only check I collect is once a month, and it currently isn't enough, but I'm making it last. All these Republicans sitting home collecting checks. Everyone that I know that's in these comments that come here every day are working from home. A lot of these guys are veterans. So yeah, they're going to be at home where they should be. You know why? Because they're veterans. We have a sad state of affairs when you have somebody that joins the military, does their 15 years, and can't collect a paycheck and stay at home and be able to support a family. You've done your job for this country, man. You've put blood, sweat, and tears into keeping that flag waving. As far as I'm concerned, whenever you hit your 15 years, or however long it takes for you to retire, you've done your job for this country. You should have the rest of your life handed to you. You know why? Because you put in the effort. You did your part.
I'd like to see,
And any person that has a fucking problem with that, leave. You don't have to sit in the comments. You could just leave. You can just choose not to watch this. I'm a cold-blooded patriot. I am. I will gladly see Iran nuked to make sure America reigns supreme. Any culture that is screaming death to America should be turned into glass. That's my honest opinion.
President Putin and President Zelensky.
And if you don't agree with that, you probably in the wrong place, because I'm going to say some shit that's going to hurt your feelings. Every day that I see a terrorist cry is a beautiful day in my country.
Sit down and make a deal. I think they're getting close, but I've been saying that for a while.
It's been a year.
I've settled 8 wars. All of them should have been more
8,
difficult.
dude, and he's right, dude. 8 of them motherfuckers.
Than this one. This should have been the easiest one.
Yeah, it's going to
these are
happen
two
for
people
sure,
that
guys.
Truly hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find out that hatred is not good for making deals. These are people that they don't like each other.
Yeah, I wonder why they don't like each other. It's a mystery.
The administration who are negotiating.
He settled the console war too. I heard about
that. The vice president is leading those negotiations.
I think Alex and I think somebody else is also a woman. I think there was somebody else that actually popped in recently as well that is a lady. So there's a few. I thought about banning her. She was talking about the health insurance. She didn't realize how entitled she was, but I think I understand where she's coming from. So I didn't do it. I was thinking hard about it though, but then I was like, I like where her heart is. So I was like, I'm going to keep her around. I'm going to monitor that a little bit more.
And Marco's involved, and Jared Kushner's involved, very smart guy, and Steve Witkoff, smart guy, is involved.
There's some dumb shit that Trump does that I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you, like this whole like deal thing with these terrorists? I don't like this at all. We should keep bombing the fuck out of them. That's what we should be doing. We shouldn't be doing none of that. We need to bomb these people. And if we have to bomb them back to the Stone Age, then so fucking be it. That's exactly what I think. The IRGC needs to fall and disperse, and there should be no supreme leader over Iran. They need to bring back in the exiled prince. That's what they should do with Iran. That's what they should do. Anything less than that, unacceptable.
And I'm involved. Why? I'm going to be so big. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I'm the president of the United States, Tom, and I'm not going to talk about it. It's beneath me to talk about saving millions of lives, because that's what you're talking about. You're talking about saving millions of lives.
Yeah. And he is. You realize that we have shit you've never seen before? We have bombs that are so goddamn big we could crater the entirety of Iran. Trump is holding Israel back and making sure that every target that they are taking out is tactical to make sure that the Iranians that are there don't get harmed as much as possible. The way that he is handling this is more than fair. Even the ride up to them bombing them was them trying to make deals for almost 2 weeks after they captured Maduro. They just wouldn't do it.
Iran had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it. And if I didn't end the horrible Barack Hussein Obama...
He likes that name.
Saying Hussein.
In my first administration, they would have had a nuclear weapon 3 or 4 years ago. They would have used it. I would have never
He
gotten
sounds
a chance
different.
probably to be president. Who knows if
I think he's.
it would have been so devastating.
He's definitely.
They're already using ICBMs. They just don't have the enriched uranium to put a warhead that's nuclear on top of the ICBM. They've been using ICBMs now for about a week. They would nuke Israel if they could.
And if we didn't send those beautiful B-2 bombers, they took them off my desk. They were right there. I don't know why. But if we didn't have those beautiful, the B-2 hit, which was so we obliterated despite CNN. CNN said, well,
Where'd they
maybe
go?
the word obliteration said, no.
Where
we
are they?
obliterated it. Just obliterated
Where's my
their
B-2 bombers?
nuclear potential. You would have had them have.
Where'd they go?
2 weeks after that attack, had we not made the attack, they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have absolutely used it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they would have
used it on the entire Middle East, including Israel. And you know why you see that? Because unexpectedly, when this war broke out, unexpectedly they started sending missiles to UAE, Qatar, Saudi
And they
Arabia.
started activating terrorist cells in America as well.
Yeah, I don't think
Kuwait,
anybody expected them to just
Bahrain,
bomb everybody. That's
and
crazy.
elsewhere. And nobody thought they were going to. Were you equally surprised by that, Pete?
Way more than we thought.
Pete, do you want to give about a 3-minute statement on how we're doing in this? As I call it, military operation.
Close with and destroy the enemy
Just let them do
as
whatever the fuck
viciously
they
as
want.
possible from moment one.
Damn.
And that's why we see ourselves as part of this negotiation as well. We negotiate with bombs. You have a choice as we loiter over the top
That's
of
right.
Tehran, as the president talked about your future. The president has made it clear that you will not
We
have a nuclear
negotiate
weapon.
with bombs.
The War Department agrees. Our
All
job
right.
is to ensure that. And so we're keeping our hand on
Okay.
that throttle as long as it's
We got
hard as
it.
is necessary to ensure the interests of the
negotiate with
United
bombs.
States of America are achieved on that battlefield. This is not Iraq and Afghanistan. This is not a president who's interested in vague end states. He's been very clear with us about what we need to accomplish, creating the conditions for them never to have a nuclear capability, and that's exactly what we're doing in historic fashion. Thank you, Mr. President.
And it better be an unconditional surrender. This doesn't need to be a deal. This needs to be an unconditional surrender. Anything less than that is a no-go.
Man.
You know, the only two
What you do is you give them the terms of the unconditional surrender, and you give them 48 hours to comply. And then if they don't do that, you continue bombing them even harder.
that were quite disappointed. I don't want to say this, but I have to. I said, Pete and General Raisin Kane, I think this thing's going to be settled very soon. Here they go. Oh, that's too bad. Pete didn't want it to be settled. It's
having fun.
These guys are doing a great job. That's a good attitude, though, Tom. Right? They were not interested in settlement. They were interested in just winning.
Is he not
this
just
thing.
negotiating with IRGC? I don't know yet.
Just taking things locally, hopefully not doing international affairs for a second.
Yeah.
Do you support the construction of the Second Avenue subway in New York City and what your administration
Order and P is why I like him so much. Part of my generation.
You know, the Second Avenue subway is being
It's good
under
to see young guys in
construction for-
charge.
You're a young guy.
Making decisions.
30 times over budget. Nobody's ever said anything like it.
Through, if that is in some form with funding ICE, possibly backfilling from the One Big Beautiful Bill, but also more importantly the Save American Act. There's a framework that we can do through
W voter ID. Come on, voter ID.
reconciliation, paying for it, put some of the policies that cost money in, because there's nothing more important than the Save American Act. I mean, that's what the American people want. There's 80% of the population say they want
Who the fuck doesn't
only
want voter
Americans
ID?
voting. Citizens
Really? It's
that are
ridiculous.
registered to vote, citizens that have done it the right way, and I believe
Yeah,
that
I don't
everybody
understand
wants
this at all.
election integrity. So, fortunately, Lindsey Graham has said through reconciliation, he's willing to put the framework out for that.
That's the second time that you've just said he's literally a kid in pajamas commenting on geopolitics. I'm a 31-year-old man who's been a school bus driver. I've worked at the United States Postal Service, and I've went to college to become a firefighter and was a firefighter. I'm 31. I've saved people's lives going into burning buildings and putting out car fires. Have you ever cracked someone's ribs before doing CPR? I've done that. It's an awful sound. I am for whatever person is going to fix this country and make it less of a shithole. That's what I'm about. I'm for whatever elected official is going to get into office, take these people that are on the Epstein files and crucify them on the White House lawn and give us universal basic health care, universal basic income. And I'm going to be for whatever elected official gets in there and bombs the shit out of terrorists in a foreign country that are preaching death to America. I'm going to be for whatever president is going to get these illegals out of our country and fix all this fucking fraud. I'm for whatever gives veterans a free home after they retire and make sure their family members and their kids are able to go to school or college for free, and make sure that they get a nice fat paycheck that they can use to pay their bills and go to the mall and fuck around with it. I'm for whatever is America first. Anything less than that, to me, is unacceptable. That's what I'm for. I don't give a fuck who's running the country. I don't care what color, nationality. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Now, if he's a pedo, I already said what I feel about that. We'll come to that when we come to that. We haven't gotten to that hill yet. We gotta wait. But as far as I'm concerned, Trump shouldn't even be running the country right now. You know who should be running the fucking country? J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance should be running the country right now. Trump shouldn't even be running the country right now, not because he's a quote-unquote pedo like a lot of people seem to want to defame him as. It's because he's implicated in the files that will ultimately determine the outcome of an election at some point. Because what's going to happen is, well, you can't feel that way about all these illegals because the president that did that will come to find out in the Epstein files, like, oh, that was a thing. You can't have this ideology because, oh, well, in the Epstein files, Trump did this. So, he had the same idea. You can't do that. That's why he shouldn't be in power. Not until they release these full files unredacted. That's the only reason why he shouldn't be where he's at. That's the only reason.
And I think
he's compromised. He is. He's compromised because of those files. I agree with you. But you know who isn't compromised with those files? J.D. Vance, who after this term can run for a full 8 years. And he's got more, if you think Trump's policies are vicious, man, you haven't seen Vance. He's even more radical. He's even younger, too. He knows more about what's going on.
So concisely, so well, your father, that we should let him have the last word, and that was it.
I think that's it for this, right?
Craziest thing you've seen. Fuck did they have to do with Iran? How?
By the way, I'm here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Not Monday through Friday. I'm here all 7 days now. That is ingrained in my DNA, bro. The 82nd Airborne is on their way to Iran as we speak. Godspeed, boys. Go get them. Go get them.
Right now, Fox has just learned that the Pentagon is deploying more troops to the Middle East. It is part of the president's plans, moves to give the
I don't agree with this. But I also don't agree with the terroristic regime preaching death to America. I don't agree with that more. So if we got to send in troops, then that's what it takes.
More options.
I'd prefer to just bomb them from orbit, but,
Works now to negotiate with Iran's leaders. And one of those options could be sending in ground forces to secure important sites, especially around the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, more dramatic new video coming in from Central Command showing U.S. strikes destroying military targets of Iran's regime. Take a look at this. They're also dropping new photos for us of the new A-10.
I love how transparent this administration has been. I love whenever they bomb a terrorist and then they post it online and make fun of them. That is a great way to demoralize a regime. W decision. Whoever decided to do that, W decision.
Thunderbolt 2 in action. Here's Mark Thiessen.
How does this thing end? It ends with no nuclear weapons, no nuclear fissile material, no ballistic missile program, no massacring protesters, right? And so how do you enforce that? You put the regime in a vice grip.
So because of the regime's near-total ban on outside media, video from inside Iran is rare. Here's some, though, that shows the aftermath of U.S.-Israeli strikes as they continue to hammer regime targets in Tehran and beyond. Our chief national security correspondent, Jennifer Griffin, is in Washington now with the very latest on what's going on. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Aisha. Well, the U.S. is sending about 1,500 additional troops.
I feel like what needs to happen is they need ICE, but what they need is to mobilize the United States military and the National Guard, and they need to shut down every airport and do a shelter in place, and they need to raid every single house across the entire state, across the entire United States. That's what they need to do. We'd probably have this shit. They need to get every illegal and every criminal. Then we need to buy Epstein Island and turn that bitch into like a mega supermax prison and just ship them over there and keep them there. Keep all the prisoners there that are here. And then what we can do is we can just send all the illegals. We can airdrop them in after we debank them and seize all their assets and take that money and give it to the veterans. And then we could just airdrop them into their own country and we can have like a vote, and then what we can do is once we're done with all that, whenever this place is a fucking paradise, we can all pat ourselves on the back knowing that we set up our future generations for 100 years. We're not doing this for us. We're doing this for our kids. We're doing this for our kids' kids. We're doing this for every cold-blooded American that's ever had a family member on this goddamn continent that has died for their country. That's who it's for. It's to make sure that the people that have been on this spit of land for as long as we've been here remain the dominant force the way it should be. And doing things for the dominant force sometimes is hard. And that's all there is to it.
Commander of the 82nd Airborne Division, Major General Brandon Tegmeyer, along with elements of his headquarters staff, is expected to deploy to the Middle East soon. The 82nd Airborne is your ready force. U.S. officials have indicated ground forces could be used to take Iran's Karg Island or its highly enriched uranium. But publicly signaling these kinds of troop movements and naming the potential targets represents a lapse in operational security and could just...
That is very interesting. That's interesting. Why would they be saying that? They didn't say they were going to do what they did. Why are they saying they're doing that? That's new. I'm interested.
Be a negotiating tactic.
We see ourselves as part of this negotiation as well.
What's even the fucking point of negotiating with these people once you've got Karg Island? Once you've got Karg Island, it's all she wrote.
We negotiate.
Fire up the burners and keep throwing them bombs, bro. Like, what are we doing
with bombs?
I said, Pete and General Raisin Cane, I think
Raisin Cane.
This thing's going to be settled very soon. Here they go. Oh, that's too bad.
I love General Raisin Cane, dude. That name is so
good. To be settled. They were not interested in settlement. They were interested in just winning this thing.
Mm-hmm.
The A-10 Thunderbolt attack aircraft have been used to destroy the countless small Iranian naval vessels that are used to drop mines in the Strait of Hormuz. It takes very little, however, to threaten.
Israel's mascot, you do a perfect week? What does that even mean, bro? Is that even English? Oops, did I do that? Oh no! Oh, we got a third worlder. Another Iranian. Sign up. No, I'm good. I don't wanna. Oops, I do that. I don't know. I'm split, but maybe Marco, because Marco right now is running other countries at the moment. I kind of feel like Marco might be a better vote. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, man. It's
The straight.
I'm split. I'm split between JD or Marco at this moment. But it depends on what their policies are that they run on. That's going to be the deciding factor for me. I didn't vote for Trump. He didn't say he was, well, he did say he was going to do all this, but I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him for a second. But man, was I wrong. Holy shit, was I wrong.
And so it is like what we found in Iraq. We could bomb Iraq pretty easily. We could even take Baghdad with relative ease. I tell people about this war, if you like this war, enjoy this first part, because this is the best part. Because everything after this will be harder. They only have to shoot a civilian tanker or cargo vessel, once a week.
Right.
And
if you do hear sub to the channel, it helps out. Sub to the channel, please. Show up to the streams.
Then people go, well,
check out that channel membership.
I don't know what day they're going to strike somebody, so I'm not going to let my ships go now.
General Stan McChrystal fought the insurgency in Iraq and Afghanistan for more than
Hit
a
like
decade
on the stream.
and warns that the Iranians still have the asymmetric advantage. Aisha?
Okay, Jen Griffin live for us. Jen, thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube.
I think a woman president would be fine as long as she's running on policies that people agree with. Like I said, I don't care what race, religion, culture. I don't give a fuck. If they're going to do right by the American people, I'll vote for them. I don't care. That's the only thing I care about.
We forgot about the immigration debate. We got so caught up in Minneapolis ICE and all this shutdown. Illegal immigrant criminals allowed to rage in mostly.
I care about their brain, bro. I don't care about what's in between their legs. I don't give a fuck.
Are striking again. We told you about the Virginia case and the killing of this woman. The family speaks out saying, why was this criminal allowed to stay here, not only coming across our borders, and then we find out he's got multiple arrests. And then the Chicago case is now.
Well, yeah, they keep arresting him, but they release him because they know if they bring him to court and they charge him with anything, he's immediately going to get deported. You got to make sure that you maintain your voter base. You know what I'm saying?
And no one's taking responsibility in Illinois.
Yeah, that's the mugshot you see right there. That's Medina. And
got to start holding these goddamn judges accountable for this, man.
The immigrant, 25 years old from Venezuela, charged with the murder of Sheridan Gorman. She was 18 years old, Loyola student. She was shot and killed last Thursday walking with friends in Rogers Park. There's a picture of her. Her family's been speaking out, and they sent a really harsh message, just saying that the system has failed them. Governor J.B. Pritzker.
No, every time that an illegal or somebody that's got a rap sheet longer than a CVS receipt kills somebody, like that Ukrainian lady that fled from a war-torn country to come to America to hopefully not die, getting stabbed in the fucking neck on a subway, on like a tram system. Like, the system failed them. It did. It did. It failed them. You know why? Because it's being designed that way. It is. It's being designed to kill Americans, to disenfranchise them, to make sure that they are the minority instead of the majority, so that way they can have as many votes as they want, or use their election in a way that benefits them and keeps them in power. Of course, it's obvious. That's why you got all this fraud. You got Ilhan Omar trying to defund the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, getting her seat from a state that has a bunch of Somalians that are now deported or arrested, like that have been charged with frauding billions of dollars and sending that using the Minneapolis airports to a terrorist regime in Somalia. Well, no fucking shit she's trying to defund the Department of Homeland Security. Well, no fucking shit. Goddamn. Staring you right in the face and you, what, like...
And he said, there are real failures and this is a terrible tragedy, but then pointed fingers at the Trump administration. Listen.
Well, this has been a terrible tragedy, and I know that the Gorman family has suffered mightily. I agree, there have been real failures. Those failures, of course, extend beyond the borders of Illinois. That's their national failures, a failure to have comprehensive immigration reform, a failure of the president to follow his...
I love how these people let these crazy people into the country, and then they're going to blame the president for trying to give them the fuck out. That's that same shit that was happening yesterday with that Cuba argument. That dumbass was like, oh, well, 1965 or whatever the fuck he said. It's like, dude, you trying to blame Americans for something that happened in 1965. So you mean to tell me that your president or your supreme ruler or whatever your communist dictator's name is killing off people of an opposing political party in your country because of tariffs? That's interesting. I don't know how to, that's crazy to me. It's only so, okay, well, if it's our fault, the reason why that's happening, well, then that's all the more reason to fix it, right? Like, but the like deflection with this is just it's abysmal. It's insane. I don't get it. Like, how do you convince yourself this? Like,
to go after the worst of the worst. And in my view, we have a lot of work that we need to continue to do. But it is the job of the federal government to go after immigration enforcement, and it is the job of our local and state law enforcement.
China? We're about to lose who? What are you talking about? Number one trader? About to lose a huge trade deal with your number one trader. So China. China's our number one trader because it's the second biggest and richest country in the world. So, well, second richest country in the world. Let me rephrase that. Oh, morning, Allison. Canada? Canada's cooked. Canada's fucking cooked. They cooked over there, man.
Prosecute or
I ain't worried about Canada.
Violent criminals and prosecute them.
You got to keep in mind that the reason why most of these countries aren't speaking fucking German right now is because of America. A lot of countries would be speaking German right now.
And we should continue to.
But they don't want to. They don't want to talk about that, right? They don't ever want to talk about that
do
shit.
That both on the state level and the national level.
You idiot. Of course it's their job, but you block them. You can't say, hey, federal government, it's your job when something goes wrong. But when they're trying to, which the federal government has been trying to do for months now, to go into Illinois, to go into Chicago, and every single move that they make.
See, that's why that man needs to he needs a fucking pay raise. That man right there, he don't make enough for what he's doing. You understand me? That man needs to be making more than the top CEOs of that company. Do not ever throw this man away. Cherish him.
You encourage the protesters on the street. You won't respond when the federal agents call for backup from the local police. And now you want to blame them. Meanwhile, they haven't called the family at all to say sorry for what happened. And then I'm so sick and tired of hearing, oh, we need immigration reform. Okay, that may be true, but you don't get to open the border for people to come into the country without being checked.
I hate to break it to you, but we don't need immigration reform. Just because you spawned into a shithole doesn't mean that you can just come to America. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. There's a process. Process may suck, but it is the process for a reason.
You guys debate that out. It's just so stupid.
And by the way, the sanctuary cities are a magnet for all these illegal immigrants, especially the criminals, because they don't prosecute because of the weak DAs. They're not pursued because of the sanctuary city status. And you know that for the most part, cops are told to stand down when ICE comes in, or ICE comes in and Border Patrol comes in to hunt these guys down. Nobody ever gets prosecuted. And then Brandon Johnson refuses to apologize to the family.
Ooh, what a nasty little roach. Look at you. One comment. Man, it's a shame that it's your last. Bye-bye.
Family of the 18-year-old. He goes, I blame guns from Indiana. I don't blame illegal immigrants in his city.
And the governor said, prosecute or catch violent criminals and prosecute them. Well,
who made those countries that way? Is possible that America is to blame. You know, for a third worlder, y'all need to learn how to talk right, man. Y'all gotta learn how to type, man. Because y'all not very convincing whenever I click on an account and it's obviously somebody that can't even speak English. Y'all gotta fix this, man. Whoever's running y'all's systems over there, y'all gotta fix this shit, man. Y'all do. Because y'all cooked. And here's my favorite part. You want to blame America for your propaganda pushers in your country killing your opposing political officials, silencing the individuals that are trying to seek help. You are trying to effectively maintain a dictatorship where your average citizens die of hunger, starvation, hunger and thirst. And you want to blame America for this. Okay. Good. It's good that you blame America for this. You know why? Because that gives us the right to bomb the shit out of your government and force regime change. Keep blaming America. We might come and help you.
Well, guess what? This guy that killed Sheridan Gorman, or is accused of killing her, apprehended by Border Patrol, released into the U.S. in 2023 under the Biden administration when we had open borders. Then in June of 2023 was charged with stealing from a Macy's store. He was later released and then goes on to kill this girl at the park where the governor, remember the governor released that video walking in that park saying this park is so safe. Why do we need ICE agents? Why does Donald Trump need to send in extra security? Then months later, that very park is where she was killed.
They had him in custody. He had committed a crime. They knew he was illegally in the country. All they had to do is call ICE, and this would have never happened. Never would have happened if they just would have did their job.
Well, that's the thing is like, it's the same thing that was happening in Minneapolis. They had all these people in jail, and they weren't releasing them to the ICE agents. They were just releasing them out into like public. It's crazy. Like, what are we doing?
ICE agents.
I just wish he got a follow-up question. Like, are you really blaming Donald Trump for a murder in Chicago? Are you insane? Remember he said it's a hellhole? So according to U.S. officials, the 82nd Airborne
Fox News senior strategist and analyst. General Jack Keane is with us. All right, a lot is going on. The conditions I laid out, I think, are imperative. They've got to give up their 60% enriched uranium. Anywhere, any place, anytime inspections. The straits have to be open. Give up any dreams of a new ballistic missile program. And I think, knowing President Trump as well as I do, I've not discussed it with him, but I think he's going to want them to pay us back for this military endeavor. Thoughts?
Yeah, well, Sean, if you look at our military operation first, I think it'll lend us in terms of what we have to get out of the deal. I mean, where we are on a military operation, we're a little better than 3 weeks in. Sources indicate that we probably about 3 weeks left on the U.S. and the Israeli side to complete the operation. So that means
if y'all new here, hit the sub button. If y'all new, hit the sub button, hit like on the stream, helps out the views, man. And we're here every day, even on the weekend. Same time, 8 a.m. to 11. So, yeah, we're going to start weekend streams this weekend. So
to go, but what we have achieved is pretty significant. And
like, sub to the channel, man.
We
also have a channel membership, but
to achieve here, one is that we're going to strip them of their ballistic missile program. Now,
Yeah, the fact that they have ICBMs is crazy. And they really tried to say that they didn't, like, there were some of these people that were stupid enough to not know what was going on. They had ICBMs and they had over 90% enriched uranium. They were going to make a nuke. I mean, it was obvious. They said they were going to do it. It's insane to me how many people talk about this and they don't even know everything that was going on with it. They just get baby birded their little bit of information and they run with it. I don't understand that.
in the future, the same thing with drones. And what they have and also what they're capable of manufacturing. So taking down the current capability and the future capability is vitally important. When it comes to nuclear, absolutely take away their capability to do nuclear, specifically the enrichment, but also the centrifuges, the metallurgy that they need to do conversion. It's a comprehensive enterprise, and we have to take all of it away from them. That is the intent of the military operation. And obviously, the military has a plan to open the Straits of Hormuz by force and to keep it open. That is the reality of where we are. We're moving in that direction to accomplish all of those goals. And talking to the IDF and also talking to CENTCOM, both of them are very confident that we can achieve those objectives. So anything we're going to do in terms of a deal should accomplish those goals. In other words, they
We knew they had ICBMs. What are you talking about? Just wrong place, wrong time, right? Our intelligence was just so good that we didn't know they could go so far. ICBMs have a radius. Yeah, of course. What are you talking about? No one's disagreeing with how far an ICBM can go. You do realize that an intercontinental ballistic missile is called an ICBM for a reason? It's intercontinental. You can hit anywhere in a continent. Hey, what do you mean? Like, I'm confused. I'm like, you do know that our intelligence was so good that we killed the Ayatollah just before he was about to get into his bunker. Like, he was a level above his bunker in an underground concreted area. We still knew where he was at and got him. Our intelligence is so good that while legacy media was trying to tell everybody that there were fishermen going across the ocean, going like 100 miles an hour on the fucking ocean with like 3 to 4 different motors, that they were fishing boats. And our intelligence was so good that we were able to microwave the Maduro security and capture Maduro and his wife without losing a single American. Yeah, I'd say our intelligence is pretty fucking spot on. Last time I checked, it's pretty damn good. What do you think? Oh, wait, that's the wrong person. Whoops. Present they gave Trump covered. Present? I don't know what present. What president are you talking about? Yeah, and it also has to do with Israel as well. Israel has been trying to take down this regime for over 5 years, from what I can tell. So where are you getting your information from that's clearly better than all of legacy media and the internet? So you're gonna, what are you trying to say, that the president of the United States, the runner of the Department of War, the Israel government, and the Iranians that are pleading for Trump to take out their government are all wrong? So what is it that you know, and where are you getting your information from that clearly trumps everything that we've seen so far? Israel has been saying they are months away from nukes. Yeah, and you know what's been happening? America and Israel have been hemorrhaging money to put malware on their systems and fry them and take out their scientists and blow up their facilities. Yeah. You know why? Because they keep trying to make the fuckers. That's why. stop trying to make the nukes. It's common sense. Well, you keep blowing up our scientists. What were the scientists doing? Oh, they were making nukes, weren't they? Well, you see, we're at 90% enriched. Okay, well then, there you go. Like, what the fuck?
You have to surrender to us those things that we are willing to take by force. And that is very comprehensive, and that's why it's a 15-point program. I've not seen it. I'm just surmising what's in it. That, I think, is behind the thrust here. And certainly,
I don't know where the fuck you're living at. That oil is $88 a barrel, bro, but you need to fucking move. Holy shit. If you're paying $88 a barrel or a gallon, you're fucking crazy.
That we're still attacking.
Oh, no, that's not a gallon, that's a barrel. I mean, that's still not as bad. Hasn't it been higher than that before?
Gives us leverage. We should not go to a ceasefire. I mean, if we go to a ceasefire, that's playing right into their hands. We want to keep the pressure on them to make a deal that makes some sense. And that is the path. I'm skeptical here, Sean. We're dealing with a regime is pathological.
It was at $5 a gallon in 2022. So, like,
and cheaters, and they have done
the previous high was $4.11.
Everything they can to deceive us in the past. And just prior to going into this conflict, Sean, one of the reasons why we went into it is because the Iranians were lying to us and not willing to be forthcoming in terms of a deal. And obviously we began hostilities. There were other reasons for it, but that was certainly one of them. So we have to look at these people. We know who they are, 47 years here. And President Trump knows exactly who these people are. And I think he knows what he wants out of this. He wants essentially for them to surrender.
If you got to pay a little extra at the pump to make sure that a bunch of terrorists don't try to blow up your country with a nuke, you know, you got to suffer to make a, you got to lose the battle to win the war, you know? Sometimes you just have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to do that.
Everything that we would take from them by force. That makes some sense.
Okay, won't the greatest test, General, of this be, now that we're dealing, we don't even know who the real leaders are. We're now at like the fourth tier level of leadership in Iran. Okay, will they be more practical, maybe less radical, maybe less extreme, less sophisticated than the former supreme leader and all his sycophants around him?
That's right. Freedom has a price. And here's the thing. It's not just our freedoms we have to worry about. It's our kids and our kids' kids' freedom. The minute these people get nukes, they're going to be trying to upgrade those ICBMs so that way they can go even farther and hit American places. And the minute they are able to do that, what the fuck do you think they're going to do? They're going to do that. These people will single-handedly cause an apocalypse by launching nukes at America and whatever country they can that disagrees with them. And let me tell you something. If Trump has to leave Iran, if you think for a fucking second that Israel is going to allow them to continue launching ICBMs at them, you're crazy. I can see that there will be a 50-50 chance that Israel will nuke the fuck out of Iran. Because they're tired of having bombs thrown over at them. That's the honest truth.
Won't the first test be whether or not they hand over that 60% enriched uranium? And doesn't that have to happen while our military has that strong presence in the region?
Oh, my God, yes, absolutely. We're going to know pretty early on. They've got those 15 points. We haven't heard back from them on this. I would be stunned if they made all of those concessions and surrendered all of that capability. But it points out, I think you put your finger on something that's really critical. What we're hearing from the Israelis, who are closer to what's happening inside the regime,
I'm just not even going to engage with that amount. Like, first off, it's obvious you're a third worlder, bro. You can't even type English. Go in like tend to your
Because of
cattle or something.
The informants they have that are working and talking to them is there's chaos in the decision-making process. The people in the leadership positions, and these are obviously second tier and down, they are concerned about what? They're concerned about personal survival, number one, and number two, they want the regime to survive, recover, and rebuild. But yes, if we're going to talk to somebody like in the army,
that guy was just a generational crash out trying to defend his regime.
but not in the IRGC.
And it's always the same type of conversations too. They always got like a bunch of misspelled words in there. The sentences structure is like fucked up, and it's like, dude, you do realize that if you're trying to propaganda push for your terroristic regime, the least you can do is use autocorrect. Come on.
Possible to work with someone like that doesn't have the ideological and tyrannical background that the IRGC members have, and that
I have been noticing there have been a lot less people. There have been a lot less people trying to push this crazy narrative. A lot. I think that whatever's going on in the Middle East is working.
Of leadership. There's still some of those members there. I don't know who we're talking to, Sean, but I do know this. The regime wants to survive, and that is their number one goal, and then they would want to recover and rebuild. But if we take it away from them in terms of what our military plans are, to include Carg Island, which takes away their economic viability, that regime is in real danger of collapsing. Whether we can achieve that end through negotiations remains to be seen, Sean. I mean, if you ask me if I had a preference here,
oh man,
I would take the military.
Spoke them into existence. Here they come. You do realize that every time I see a comment like, "Why don't you sign up?" Like, you do know that nobody's gonna sign up like that. I don't know what is even the premise of this. Well, why don't you sign up? Well, why should you sign up? Why? If you want to serve your country, then sign up. But if you don't want to, that's the best part about living in America. You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Are you ain't what I'm thinking you are you? Hold on, wait a minute. No, you're not what I thought you were. My bad, bro. My bad. I didn't see the at. I was reading that and I was like, wait a minute, that's got an at on it. My apologies. I'm sorry. My bad. Oops.
Operation and finish these guys.
My bad.
Okay, General Keane, maybe.
It was almost like clockwork.
Your advice, I'm not sure.
I'll speak it into existence and they pop up.
We cannot go back. And that means that
because I was thinking about it, that's
uranium has to come with us or has to be, somehow degraded to such a level that it could never be used. We appreciate you being with us, General. Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
That's right. The ones that want to go are already going, man. They already there. They probably sitting behind a computer somewhere with a PlayStation 5 controller controlling a drone that's going to blow up. Dude, the last thing, you know what would be crazy? I would totally stream this shit too. Just imagine if you could sign up for a program where you could control a drone that's like a little like explodey boy and you can like blow up terrorists. I would totally stream that shit. Get like a stamp of approval that they can't take your stream down, kind of like the what's that one stream called? It's bro, what's it called? They show the Israel rockets getting shot down all the time. Oh man, what is that? Oh fuck, what is it called, bro? Tel Aviv. Like Tel Aviv, where like they can't take your stream down when you blow somebody up. Dude, talk about freedom. I'd sign up for that shit in a heartbeat. Dude, I guarantee you, if they implemented that, they would have people signing up like crazy. So, I mean, they're basically doing the same thing right now anyway. They're just behind a desk wearing an army uniform. Okay, where is Midwest Safety? It is that time. Gonna run a little late today, but that's okay. If you're new here, sub to the channel. We hit the gaming in the morning reaction. Then we hit that midday like drama and everything, and then the breaking news and all that good shit. And then we roll up out of here with a nice little body cam video, some crazy shit happening. But yeah, stick around. Monday, we're here 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 11:30. So same time every single day. Sub to the channel, like the stream you're watching. Helps out with the views. We have a channel membership with exclusive emotes that you can use.
Harford County, Maryland. 38-year-old Michael Stevens II was released from the Harford County Detention Center after posting bail related to a theft charge. Later that same day, just down the road, Stevens came across a
Check out Midwest Safety W, Midwest Safety, fuck yeah, Midwest Safety.
86 5-ton military truck sitting in a driveway.
Military truck.
Decided to steal the vehicle, triggering a pursuit unlike anything deputies had seen before.
Which way to go? Which way?
Damn, so this dude got a big-ass military truck? Dude, I bet this is gonna be as bad as that one dude that, like, armored up his bulldozer and, like, tried to mow down Town Hall because they, like, tried to take his farmland away or some shit like that.
What's up, man? Were you the one that called? Yes, sir. Okay, so I understand it's a, like, military-type vehicle?
Yeah, 5-ton. Probably have a picture of it somewhere.
Trying to get an updated location on it right now. Apparently, you might have crashed into somebody down in Bel Air.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you see a big green army truck? Did you see a big green army truck go by? Excuse me, no speaking. Okay.
Damn, that's crazy. Did he just say no speak English? Oh, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Are you fucking kidding me? Bro.
Okay.
Was it, like, keys in it or something? Or
So it doesn't take keys. It's a military vehicle, so there's no keys. It just has switches.
Okay.
So the doors don't lock, and there's no keys to operate it.
Okay.
And I thought he just walked up, to check the truck out.
Yeah.
And I came out of the house, and I hear the truck running. So I said, Meredith, is your dad in the truck? And she goes, no, he's right here. Who is that? So I took off running up here, and he started to drive out the driveway. So I got to the end of the
That's
driveway.
crazy.
So he couldn't get out. And I jumped up on the running board of the truck, and I was like, get out of my truck, who are you? And he pulled out and started swerving, trying to get me off the truck. And then I got off the truck, and he came towards me head on.
Oh, there it is. Oh, bro, that's a Rambo truck right there, boys. Oh, fuck, bro. Oh, man, this is about to be bad. Holy shit. I did not realize. Holy fuck, this is about to be bad.
The vehicle deputies are following is a 5-ton military cargo truck
Yeah, no
originally built
shit.
for the U.S. Army. Despite the name, a 5-ton...
I would love to own one of those. Everyone's like, man, I want to... Nah, dude, I want one of these. Have you ever seen the movie Tremors 2? Aftershock, that's what it's called. Old fucking movie. Old movie. Burt Gummer. Dude, that was my guy. I love Burt Gummer. Burt Gummer is a fucking champ. I can't speak for those new Tremors movies that come out that are kind of garbo, but the first, second, and a little bit of the third one, the fourth one especially, is real good. Holy shit. Bro, I fell in love with this bitch whenever I saw it. I was like, damn, he's got that bitch full of TNT. I was there with my little Lego sets. And whenever we didn't have power, I was like there with the little fucking Lego sets, and I was making the little truck and everything, trying to like see if I could get it to scale and stuff. Man, that was the shit.
The truck actually weighs more than 10 tons by itself. The 5-ton rating refers to how much cargo it can carry off-road, not its own weight. These trucks were designed to move troops and equipment through rough terrain, and they're built to keep going, even when damaged. The frame and suspension are heavy. The drivetrain is built for torque.
No. Most transparent streamer. I am the most transparent streamer. I'm gonna say it like it is. I don't give a fuck.
The tires are reinforced to survive long distances on uneven ground.
I'll hold back slightly to not break TOS, but other than that, I don't give a fuck.
All of that combines to make this pursuit unlike anything we've ever published in the entire history of this channel.
Somebody go 95 south at 152, just in case he hop on 95. I just want somebody to stay there with stop 6, just in case he gets on so we can deploy.
Anybody have stop 6 in the area?
Looks like he's going to take 95 south from 24.
Looks like he's taking 95 southbound from 24.
Hey, watch the back. It's going to be debris falling out the back of the bed.
Well, I'm stationary 152 and 95. He takes the ramp to 152.
Take it over his primary switching marks. Is that right? I'm on it. Somebody get on 95 south just past 152 and somebody stay on 152.
Bro, like, would spike strips even work on... God in the Fish, you still in here? It's been a while since you said anything. You still here? Have you ever driven one of these things? Have you seen them up close? I've actually never seen one of these things in person. Oh, he left? Oh, man. Oh, he had an appointment. Damn it! Hey, he was in the military, not recently, but he was in the... He was in the military. He's probably had a VA appointment. God damn it. I'll ask him tomorrow. I want to know how thick the wheels are on that big bastard. I've never seen one in person, man. Not like that. Now, at the fire station I worked at, we had like a smaller version of that. That was like, it was painted red and it had like all the stuff on it. And it was a bitch and a half to put that big ass tarp on it, dude. It was a pain in the ass. But other than that, like, but that one was like a smaller version. It wasn't the same.
We're lane 2, 95 south. We're lane 2, 95 south. 75 over.
That's an old school one right there. That's the kind of shit you'd almost see in Rambo. I think it's a newer one than the Rambo movie, but it is not much different. Damn thing is built like a tank. Like, would spikes even work on those tires, man? Like, aren't those things meant to, like, withstand UAVs and shit?
2 and 95. 31 and 1 to 195.
Yeah, get one unit on 95, and everybody that's behind them, let's try and slow the traffic if we can get the stop 6 deployed. I don't want this vehicle to hit anybody else. All right, we're coming up underneath of 152. If somebody's there with the stop 6, be ready.
That thing's got power too, man. You see it flying like that? That thing is moving. That ain't no damn school bus.
No, we're coming up on the stop 6. Coming up on stop 6.
Damn, he dodged that? No shot! Holy crap! He completely went around it. Damn! He gotta be used to driving one of those big motherfuckers. Jesus, man. The way he dodged that, most people couldn't do in their own car. Oh, we got another spike strip.
We got another set of stop 6 being deployed. Let's get that branch on.
Come on. I'm so curious to know if this will actually work on those thick-ass tires. Like, genuinely. I know that, like, it might not puncture the underneath, but if it hits the side, it might do some damage. I'm just so curious to see if this is going to do anything. Oh. Oh my god, dude. I cannot believe he stood there in the middle of the street like that. Ain't no way, dude. Just imagine if instead of him turning to the left, he turned to the right and tried to run him. Bro.
They got jammed up. Well, he went on the
No shot. It didn't even work.
Nah, I tried to
Hey! Hey! A bull mouse! Hey, let's go! Yo, bro's representing. Let's go!
Just get past him again.
I believe he hit one. You believe he hit your stop six? Yeah, the person looked like one interior tire on the rear may be down, but he's got about 8. 10-4. Dispatch. Speaking with the other caller, do we have any potential destinations? Negative. He lives in Abingdon. He headed that way, but he's not going to Baltimore.
Hey, be careful with those stop six. He's coming over in the lanes.
Just be ready to jump if he comes at us.
You know, I kind of want to see a statistic on how many stop sticks accidentally, like, hit pedestrians' cars by accident. Like, just imagine how high that number must be. Like, just straight up by accident, you know?
Watch yourself. Watch yourself. He might try and hit you. Get out the road. Get out the road. Get out the road.
Damn. Oh. See, this is what I was scared of before right here. Oh. I guarantee you, if he wanted to plow through those cop cars, he could have done it easily with that vehicle, dude. I am... Oh, man. Going that fast, too, dude, he would have turned those vehicles into scrap metal. He is flying, bro. Yeah, like, what? You can't even pit maneuver a vehicle that goddamn big. Like, what the fuck?
How many units?
I mean, the damn thing probably burns through diesel. I would assume it's diesel. It has to be. It has a stack on it. I would assume that it burns through diesel pretty quickly. So, if they just wait for it to run out, I mean... Going that fast? I mean... Of course I say that. I don't know, man. Got some big-ass tanks on it.
If we can get another unit up, a couple units up ahead with the stop sticks, we'll head to Jersey. We'll have to keep y'all safe, and it's only 2 lanes a little further.
4 units ahead, stop six.
We're 95 southbound, approaching 695, mile marker 66.
95 and 695, copy.
Oh, I see 2. I see 2. I see 2 cops.
The 2 troopers ahead in the express lanes of the stop six.
Damn, they got state troopers involved now. Oh, there's another one. Oh, shit! What a piece of fucking trash. Oh, dude. Damn, I wonder how many states he's over now, if he's even in the same state.
We're past White Marsh. We're right at the 695.
I gotta give the dude my hat, though. He hasn't ran into anything he didn't want to yet. He's a damn good driver, I'll give him that. Ooh! That's what I was scared of right there. Oh! Woo! Oh, man. That's what I was afraid of with that other cop. Holy shit, that would have been bad. Bro, at this point, they just need to, like, tactically take this motherfucker out. Like, just blow his ass up. Shit. What is that? It's another spike strip. Ooh! Damn, he's good. Holy shit, this dude is good. Like right here, have that cop pull back, have the police officers get in the right lane and just blow that bitch up. Just blow it up. Use the goy beam. Blow it the fuck up. Blow it up, man. Hell nah. Bro trying to run cops over. He's sitting there trying to run people off the motherfucker. Nah, dude. Nope. Nope.
Don't deploy any more stops. Just towards him. Concrete block hits. We have effect on his tires. 10-4, do not deploy any more South 6. Harper County Aviation to Harper County. Alright, Foxtrot, I'm at 95 and 695. Where you guys at? I was directly behind you.
Are there any people down? Is this represents location?
This guy, he has a gun. He has a rifle, guys. We caution lucky shit check right a rifle out of the driver's window here.
How the fuck did big ass truck get through here, but these guys can't? What's up? Oh, wait. Wait, what happened? Did I miss something? Did I miss something?
Harper County Aviation to Harper County.
Why'd they stop? Well, they probably decided that it might be safer. I see him. You see him up there? There he is. He's all the way up there.
With deputies reporting that the suspect now had a rifle hanging out the window, units E.
Oh, shit. Okay. This guy's crazy.
He's off.
Okay.
The helicopter maintains visual from above, while Squad 1 follows at a distance as the truck exits the interstate and heads into a residential neighborhood. When the suspect slows at a light to make a left turn, deputies close back in.
23 minutes. Ooh. You think he actually thought he got away? Surely there's no way this guy thought he got away, right?
Unlock it. Undo the back.
Wait, what the hell is he doing? What are they doing? Oh!
All right, he's going back. He's going back out to 40. He's going back out to 40.
I bet he was trying to get some gas or some diesel. Oh, here we go. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. That way you can see it. That's for the big screen.
Stop.
Ah, sorry about that. I hate it whenever my headphones do that. Dude, this is crazy police chase. This is insane.
Hands, get on the ground. Stop. Drop it down. Drop it. Get on.
Is that him?
Stop reaching.
Oh, good. What's up, dude?
Oh, man, Kudrow gonna get himself a treat. Hot damn.
Come on. Crowd patrol. What's your back? Watch him. Roll over. Watch him. He's got that boy.
Yo, police dogs are fucking on. I love police dogs. They're so awesome. Police dogs are the best. I used to live next to a neighbor that was a cop whenever I was growing up that had a police dog, dude. That dog was awesome.
Yeah, boy. Hey, sit. Where's your good boy? Where's your good boy? Who did a good job, brother? Who did a good job, brother?
Yo, W cop.
That's a first. I haven't been back in the city since I left. Let's put in one of these cars. Got it now.
Hold on.
But I got off my tires. I know. I had off my tires. He was still going. Let's get somebody out of the truck. Yeah. What happened? Huh? What just happened?
What do you mean what happened?
You're running from us. For what?
Oh, you took a truck.
I just got out of jail. I got released from the detention center.
How much y'all want to make a bet he's got a CVS receipts fucking sized criminal record? How much y'all want to make a bet?
That's a good boy. Yeah, buddy. That's a good job. What's up, brother?
Bro, just saying he got out of jail.
Thanks for coming out, brother. Where'd they end up catching him on foot at? Right there. Down there?
Yeah, he jumped, he broke. They got him right at the mouth of the alley before he got out on West Avenue Highland.
Was there any rifle in the truck? I thought he was looking.
I looked real quick. I didn't see
No
it.
rifle? Okay.
I didn't see it.
Can I get some water? No.
Hold on, I think it's
You know what's crazy? I'm fairly certain he ran over one of those spike strips. Them tires look just fine.
I don't even know what's going on.
I swear I don't know.
Bro, good job, man. You saw what he did? No.
Hey, you
Is he running towards us? He starts going like this. Bro, you good? Ugly dog. Oh, he started going like this. He go under his shirt. So I backed out to the side. I'm sweating.
I don't got reception.
Nothing. But he kept underneath his shirt like he was pointing something. That's why I grabbed his hand. Because I couldn't see under the shirt, obviously. It could have been something small.
The suspect, Michael D. Stevens II, was taken into custody after the pursuit ended, fleeing on foot briefly before being stopped by deputies. Although deputies reported seeing a rifle during the chase, no weapon was found. Stevens was
He
charged
probably ditched that shit somewhere. He ditched that for sure. I guarantee he threw that shit out the window.
with multiple offenses, including first-degree assault, felony theft, and fleeing and eluding. The stolen military vehicle was returned to its owner, and no bystanders were injured throughout the pursuit. As of the latest available records, Stevens has not been sentenced in this case, and he is innocent unless proven guilty.
What? What? Oh, come on! Bro!
In a court of law.
What the fuck? Bro. Man, you have to be kidding me. Surely you're fucking with me. There's no way. That is crazy.
The vehicle was returned to its owner, and no bystanders were injured throughout the
He
pursuit.
hasn't been charged?
Available records. Stevens has not been sentenced.
Bro went on a fucking joyride in a military vehicle. And dude, what?
And he is innocent unless proven guilty in a...
Oh, it hasn't occurred yet. When did this happen? Usually he's got a date on it.
On May 26th, 2000.
And they still haven't sentenced this man? Are you kidding me? Bro.
Theft and
Bro.
fleeing and eluding.
I call bullshit. I call
The stolen
bullshit.
military vehicle was
Bullshit.
returned to its owner, and no bystanders were injured throughout the pursuit. As of the latest available
Bro, I
records,
look at a cop wrong and my ass is on the ground getting arrested. What the fuck? How?
Stevens has not been sentenced in this case, and he is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Man. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. You gotta be kidding me with that nonsense. All right, boys, we rolling. We're here 7 days, all 7 days, even Saturday and Sunday. Make sure y'all stick around. Stick around, hit the sub button. It does wonders. Helps out everything. Keeps the flow going nice and smooth. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate all y'all new viewers, all the viewers that have been sticking around, all the channel memberships. Y'all are destroying it, yo. Thank y'all so much. Every little bit helps, and I'm gonna keep saying that too, because y'all are destroying it. Y'all are doing an amazing job. Please keep up the great work. Where is? Make sure y'all stay safe out there. Don't do anything too crazy. We might be making fun of you. But yeah. Thanks for being chill. God bless America. Hopefully Trump can fix this whole Iran thing. What else we got? Oh, yep. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. I really don't have much to say with this one, but yo, thanks for sticking around. Every day that I show up and y'all show up, man, that keeps me sitting right here. W viewers. Thank all y'all and have a fantastic rest of y'all's day. We'll be back on tomorrow bright and early. Peace.
But I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're with my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through